37%. Chapter 221 Deep Blue Eye. The number of foundation building cultivators who died in this battle has reached more than 20. If the foundation building cultivator has family relatives, they need to be issued a foundation building dan for these family relatives, and at the same time, 3,000 spirit stones will be given out. The pulse cultivator is 600 spirit stones per person, and the Shantian cultivator, each person caress 120 spirit stones. Just for the care, Qingyunzong needs 13 foundation building pills and 500,000 spirit stones, which is definitely not a small sum. For the pension, the Azure Cloud sect mostly uses contribution points to redeem, otherwise the expenditure of 500,000 spirit stones will instantly paralyze the Azure Cloud sect's finances. But for a cultivator like Zhou Peng, Qingyunzong allocated 3,000 spirit stones and 1 foundation building dan. Although Zhou Peng is a rogue cultivator, he also has wives and children. These things are distributed by the Ma family. Zhou Peng was buried in the womb of demonic beasts, leaving no legacy. These things have almost become the only legacy of his wife and children. With this foundation building dan, his children may also break the foundation building. Regarding this inheritance, although the patriarch of the Ma family was stunned, he did not dare to move anything. Qingyunzong has long stipulated that all cultivators who dare to deal with care will be killed regardless of background, qualifications, and cultivation base. A golden core cultivator once greeted a foundation building pill for his own disciple. As a result, after the incident, he was personally killed by the Qingyunzong head teacher at the time. Because of this, every time the Azure Cloud sect is recruited, all the forces will do their best so that everyone feels that it is worthwhile to contribute to the Azure Cloud sect. Zhou Zunyuan is responsible for the compensation. This matter is extremely cumbersome. In order to determine the number of people and the method of compensation, it will take a long time. But fortunately, just after a great battle, Zuo Qianji was healing again, and there was no war for the time being. As for the reward, Hu Weiwei is responsible. As the highest golden core of sect cultivation base, she naturally has this prestige. Although Lin Haoyang is only the foundation building cultivation base, it is no worse than the golden core cultivator in terms of function. In the end, Lin Haoyang is rewarded according to the treatment of the golden core cultivator. However, because Lin Haoyang and others did not participate in the entire war from beginning to end, they still deducted something. The other golden core cultivator is to choose a refining material that matches its cultivation base and 5,000 spirit stones. As for Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong, they are rewarded for choosing a refining material and 2,000 spirit stones. As for the reward for the foundation building cultivator, it is 2,000 spirit stones and 1 refining material. In the end, Lin Haoyang chose the dark blue eye of the 100 eyes, and Lin Qianlong chose the tooth of the white jade elephant. The dark blue eye of the 100 eyes beast was a bit special, because no inner alchemy was found in it, and Hu Weiwei was asked to check it out. In the end, Hu Weiwei didn't see any clues, but thought the baby was pretty good. But for him, the value of the deep blue eye was still a little lower, so as a favor, he exchanged the deep blue eye to Lin Haoyang. When Lin Haoyang got the deep blue eye, it was an excitement. As a tier 4 refiner, as soon as he started, he knew that this deep blue eye was not that simple, even with the methods of his current tier 4 low-rank refiner. There is no absolute certainty. Therefore, he is ready to refining when his own refining technique has breakthrough again. Soon after he got the deep blue eye, Song Ziwen approached the door and asked him to refine the magical item. Song Ziwen brought a total of 2 materials, a dragon crocodile leather armor, and a pair of Balinghe wings. These 2 materials were obtained from the battlefield of the 4 coalition forces. Compared with the Qingyunzong, the 4 coalition forces obviously needed much more generous. As for the saber-toothed tiger's pair of sword teeth and a piece of refining material he obtained in sect, he was exchanged for spirit stones to create these 2 magical items. Lin Haoyang did not refuse Song Ziwen's request, but Lin Haoyang also had the conditions. As long as he helped him refine a tier 4 lower grade magical item, Song Ziwen needed to give Lin Haoyang a 3rd order upper grade growth cultivation base. Song Ziwen did not refuse this condition. Now that he is attacking the wild, sect has accumulated some spiritual fruit. It is naturally not a problem for him to come forward. Soon Song Ziwen relied on his golden core elder status to exchange for him 2 tier 3 top grade lava fruits. The lava fruits are fire attribute spirit fruits, and Lin Haoyang has fire spiritual roots, just to take them. With these 2 lava fruits, Lin Haoyang is not 100% sure to break through the 9 levels of golden core, but he believes that after he connects the 2 magical items, Song Wenwen is definitely not the only one who seeks him to refine the magical item. Soon, Lin Haoyang began to refine the magical item in the 4th order earth-fire room of Shuanglong Mountain. Of course, the auxiliary materials to refine the magical item must also be produced by Song Ziwen. A month later, Zhou Zunyuan finally sorted out all the pensions and distributed them. Qing Yunzong and others received the pensions and rewards, and naturally they wanted to return to Chenjiangya, the 4 coalition garrison, and built Chenjiangya to resist demonic beasts' counterattack. This time he came to Qing Yunzong. Lin Qianlong also added some resources by the way. Before Lin Haoyang closed door training, Lin Haoyang gave Lin Ganlong the spirit boat. At the same time, Lin Ganlong also left a few Tier 4 materials so that Lin Haoyang could use the Azure Cloud Sect's Tier 4 Earth Fire room to refine them into magical item. As for Bai Qingyan, she stayed at Shuanglong Mountain. Another 4th order pill refining division of Qingyunzong is old, and neither the pill refining efficiency nor the pill refining rate is very high, so sect now needs her to refine a large number of 4 order elixir. After more than a month, Lin Haoyang finally came out of the earth fire room. Upon hearing the news, Song Ziwen rushed to see Lin Haoyang and couldn't help asking, "Lin, fellow Taoist, how?" After 2 months of uninterrupted refining of magical item, Lin Haoyang's face was a little tired, but when asked about this, a smile appeared on his face, saying, "Fortunately, it's not a shame. Successfully made it." Afterwards, Lin Haoyang flashed an aura in his hands, and 2 magical items appeared in his hands. On the left hand, is a shield with the appearance of a crocodile. On the right, there is a pair of reduced snow-white wings. When Lin Haoyang saw the pair of wings, Lin Haoyang's expression instantly changed. From this magical item, he even felt the breath of the 4th order middle stage. Seeing such an expression on Song Ziwen's face, Lin Haoyang explained, "This pair of wings, I call it Luyuni. Its function is very simple. It is to increase your escape speed. You can increase the escape speed of the Golden Core early stage cultivator by 1 level, reaching the speed of the Golden Core middle stage, even if it is used by the Golden Core middle stage, and it can also make you reach the speed of the Golden Core middle stage. If it is used by the Golden Core late stage, the effect will not be so good." After listening to Song Ziwen, his face instantly showed joy. He liked this magical item very much. Magical item, which can increase escape speed out of thin air, is undoubtedly a life-saving weapon. Everyone knows the truth if you can't beat it. If the opponent can't chase you, let alone other things. After that, Lin Haoyang introduced the visor shield. Although it has no characteristics, its defensive power has reached the limit of Tier 4 inferior defense magical item, so Song Wenwen also loves it. For these 2 magical items, Song Ziwen is extremely satisfied. "Lin, fellow Taoist, your method is really not easy. Don't worry, I will not let him bury him with your method." With the example of Song Ziwen, coupled with Song Ziwen's propaganda, Lin Haoyang's reputation quickly spread throughout Longshu Mountain, and many people came to Lin Haoyang to refine magical item. For this, Lin Haoyang is welcome, but he only has one condition. If he wants to refine magical item, he must use the spiritual fruit of the growth cultivation base as a reward. 37%. Chapter 222 9 floors of the foundation building. Everyone was moved and surprised by his request, although now the Azure Cloud Sect's army has gone deep into the wilderness, and many spiritual fruits have been captured. But to refine a magical item, you need a spiritual fruit that grows the cultivation base. As a result, these spiritual fruit are not enough. This made a group of foundation building cultivators of Qingyunzong nervous. Those who want to find Lin Haoyang to refine magical item are the Golden Core Elder of Qingyunzong, or the best in foundation building. It is much easier to exchange spirit fruits than them. But Lin Haoyang couldn't manage so much, and cultivated 1 step at a time, step by step. Lin Haoyang was able to do this, but it also relied on his own ability. If he hadn't reached the 4th order inferior grade without his own refining technique, it wouldn't be the case. Even the golden core of these Azure Cloud sects would not be so polite to him. Soon, Li Menglong, Zhu Lin, and Pang Jia each approached Lin Haoyang and asked him to refine magical item. As for the other golden cores of the Azure Cloud sect, the magical item they want to refine, Lin Haoyang does not have that level, and can only be refined by Zhou Juntao, a Tier 4 middle grade refiner. Just because he is too busy, Song Ziwen and others will come to Lin Haoyang. Li Menglong and Zhu Lin both refined the Tier 4 magical item. Pang Jia did not have Tier 4 materials in his hands. Instead, he chose a Tier 3 top-quality defensive magical item material. Therefore, Lin Haoyang has harvested another 3rd-tier middle-grade and 2 3rd-tier high-grade growth cultivation base spirit fruits. With these 5 spiritual fruits that grow the cultivation base, even if Lin Haoyang's spirit power is strong and different from ordinary people, they add up to almost 20 years of growth for ordinary cultivators to grow the spiritual fruits of the cultivation base, which will surely allow him to break through to the foundation building 9 floor. In fact, sometimes Lin Haoyang also has a headache. Although his power is far above the same rank, the resources consumed are not beyond the ordinary cultivator's ability to bear. If it hadn't been for the opportunities for him over the years, coupled with his own craftsmanship buffon, if he wanted to get to this point, he would only rely on the support of the Lin family. Certainly not enough. 2.5 months later, Lin Haoyang left the customs and successfully completed the magical item of Li Menglong and others. The magical item refined by Lin Haoyang is of superb quality and powerful because of its incomprehensible artifact. It is even better than the magical item made by Zhou Juntao, a Tier 4 middle-grade refiner. All of a sudden, there was an endless stream of cultivators who wanted to find Lin Haoyang to refine magical item, and the spirit fruit of the growth cultivation base stored in Qingyunzong was quickly exchanged. In this regard, Lin Haoyang does not refuse to come. As long as he is willing to pay the spirit fruit, he will help him refine the magical item. In 4 months, Lin Haoyang refined 7 or 8 Tier 3 magical items, which was able to stop refining the Tier 3 magical item. The spirit fruits obtained are mostly Tier 3 middle and lower grades, but they can't stand the crowd. Now Lin Haoyang has more than 10 spirit fruits in his hand. During this period, Bai Qingyan came in once, and she came to tell Lin Haoyang that although the spirit fruit is good, it should not be taken unlimitedly. Otherwise, the foundation will be unstable and the haste will not be reached, but it will be detrimental to the breakthrough golden core. For this, Lin Haoyang didn't have to worry at all, the reason why he needed such a large amount of linguo. It is because the spirit power transformed by the swallowed spirit fruit will be compressed and purified by the Buddha Xuanzhenju and turned into black spirit power. This compressed and purified black spirit power is of the same origin with him, and there are no obstacles to absorption, and the chaotic situation of the unstable spirit power of others will not appear on him at all. Later, Lin Haoyang announced closed-door training and no longer accept the task of refining magical item. Lin Haoyang has a great grasp of the 9 floors of the breakthrough foundation building. He worked hard to get such a fruit, not just to hit the 9 floors of the foundation building. He wanted to hit the late stage of the 9th floor of the foundation building while impacting the 9th floor of the foundation building. Soon, Lin Haoyang rented an immortal cave on Shuanglong Mountain. The spirit power was rich, but compared with the spirit power in the secret realm when he was on the 8th floor of the breakthrough foundation building, it was still quite different, but it was enough. Among the spirit fruits obtained by Lin Haoyang this time, Song Ziwen, Li Menglong, and Zhu Lin were the best. They have all reached the top grade of the 3rd-tier high grade, and the other 3rd-tier middle and low-grade spirit fruits can only be used as auxiliary effects. Arranging the 13 spirit fruits one by one, the spirit power in Immortal Cave instantly became extremely rich. Among the 13 spirit fruits, there are 4 high-rank 3rd ranks, 6 middle-rank 3rd ranks, and 3 low-rank 3rd ranks. Lin Haoyang's current cultivation base has reached the late stage of the 8th floor of the foundation building and is still not far from the peak of the 8th floor of the foundation building. This is why he is eager to break through the 9th floor of the foundation building. Without the slightest hesitation, Lin Haoyang directly swallowed 3 lower-grade spirit fruits into his belly. These 3 spirit fruits are enough for the foundation building early-stage cultivator to grow the cultivation base for 3 years, but these 3 spirit fruits have just been swallowed by Lin Haoyang. Spirit power. Soon, Lin Haoyang's cultivation base began to grow, but the growth rate was extremely slow. After a stick of incense, Lin Haoyang absorbed all the spirit power contained in the 3 spirit fruits, but the growth of the cultivation base was extremely limited, which was roughly equivalent to Lin Haoyang's 3 months of hard cultivation. Lin Haoyang smiled helplessly, but was not discouraged, and soon took out 3 third-tier middle-grade spirit fruits and swallowed them in one mouthful. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang pours into spirit power again, and his cultivation base also begins to grow slowly. After half an hour, Lin Haoyang showed a ruthless look on his face, directly picked up a lava fruit and swallowed it into his belly. Lin Haoyang immediately felt the difference, only a hint of warmth came from his belly, and then Lin Haoyang's cultivation base began to climb wildly. The cultivation base, which was originally a trace of the 8th-story peak of the foundation building, reached it at this moment. Completed. With this sense of consummation, Lin Haoyang was no longer obsessed with refining the spirit fruit, but instead mobilized the Buddha Xuanzhenju, and began to attack the 8th-layer barrier of the foundation building. 3 days later, Lin Haoyang trembled, and the original spirit power sea expanded again, with an area that was about 10% larger than before. But Lin Haoyang was not disappointed at all. You must know that his current spirit power is already equivalent to the spirit power on the first level of the golden core, but without the golden core, there is no solidity. This increase of 10% is an increase of 10% above its limit. Lin Haoyang looked into the sea of own spirit power, and couldn't help but think of the seeds of the 6th-rank forces in Shuyang Mountain. At that time, what level of the sea of spirit power had reached? Lin Haoyang didn't get an answer to this question after all. Just when he was about to withdraw from the sea of spirit power, Xiao Jinlong suddenly awoke. The little golden dragon emerged from the jade fault and looked at Lin Haoyang's spirit power seaway. Your spirit power has not reached its limit. From the current level, if you expand it by 30%, it will be the limit of your spirit power. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang couldn't help but change his complexion, and would he have to expand by 30% to reach the limit? But in his feelings, he can expand by 15% if he does more. This is his limit, 30%, which is absolutely impossible. Nothing is impossible. Did you forget the 9-dragon array? In addition to tempering the body, the 9-dragon array can also compress the spirit power and increase the concentration of your spirit power. With the 9 dragons formation, you don't even need the help of heavenly and mortal treasures to condense the gold core. Quote. Lin Haoyang was ecstatic when he heard that the 9 dragons array could help people golden core. How golden core is the most troublesome thing for him now. Unexpectedly, the way is far in the sky, close in front of you. Then other people can use the 9-dragon array to condense gold core. Lin Haoyang asked. Unless they have spirit power as strong as you. Xiao Jinlong said. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang was a little disappointed, but he recovered and felt that he was a little too greedy. 37%. Chapter 223. After chatting with Xiao Jinlong for a while, I finally figured out what was going on with the breakthrough golden core in the 9 dragons array. If you want to break through the golden core, the sea of spirit power must reach the limit, and then with the help of the power of foreign objects, the spirit power of the sea of spirit power can be condensed, purified, and condensed into the gold core. The best among these foreign objects is Xian Jing. The Xian Jing contains a hint of Shantian purple gas, which is of great benefit for condensing gold core. When the cultivator condenses gold core, it has the greatest effect. However, Lin Haoyang's cultivation of the Buddha Zan Junwei has a strong spirit power, which is far stronger than ordinary people. In addition, the little golden dragon asked Lin Haoyang to expand the sea of spirit power to the limit. In this way, the spirit power is naturally strong to the limit. At this time, the sea of spirit power is already equivalent to having been refined with foreign objects, equivalent to having taken heavenly and mortal treasures. But at this time, the spirit power in Lin Haoyang's body was too huge, and it was too difficult to rely on Lin Haoyang's own power to condense the gold core. At this time, it is necessary to rely on the pressure of the 9 dragons to help Lin Haoyang compress the sea of spirit power and turn it into a gold core. Gold core 10%. Lin Haoyang naturally made a breakthrough in golden core. After thinking about it, Lin Haoyang was delighted and immediately began to refine the spirit fruit. After another month, Lin Haoyang finally finished refining all the spirit fruits. What makes Lin Haoyang speechless is that even if Lin Haoyang has refined all the spiritual fruits, the cultivation base has just broken through the late stage of the 9-story foundation building. I am afraid it will take a long time to reach the foundation building's Zochan. However, Lin Haoyang does not plan to close door training anymore. If he wants to use the 9-dragon array to cultivate, he will inevitably need a lot of spirit stones, but now Lin Haoyang does not have many spirit stones. After the closed-door training was over, Lin Haoyang went to Bai Qingyan immediately to avoid worrying him. Moreover, Bai Qingyan broke through the 9th floor of the foundation building, and Lin Xuanlin also broke through the 8th floor of the foundation building, both at the critical moment of golden core. Although the two are valued by sect, they will definitely be inclined to the two when exchanging spiritual things, but the spirit stones for exchanging spiritual things are definitely not enough. Bai Qingyan is a different spiritual roots cultivator. Even without Xianjing breakthrough, she is still very confident. But Lin Xuanlin is only the second spiritual roots cultivator. Without Xianjing breakthrough, I am afraid only 60% confidence. Fortunately, the immortal arts of the two have already broken through Tier 4, and it is relatively easy to earn spirit stones. Especially by Qingyan. As a Tier 4 pill refining division, every time she refines medicine pill, she can earn a lot of spirit stones. After this war alone, many demonic beasts' inner alchemy were harvested, and Qingyunzong gradually gave up the work of refining the foundation building alchemy to Bai Qingyan. Just by refining one furnace of foundation building pill, Bai Qingyan can obtain contribution points for 3,000 spirit stones, 11 Tier 4 demonic beasts inner pill, and Bai Qingyan refined 7 furnaces. With these 7 foundation building pills alone, Bai Qingyan earned 20,000 contribution points, so Bai Qingyan's spirit stones do not need Lin Haoyang to worry about. It was for Lin Xuanlin to exchange the 100,000 spirit stones of Xianjing, and I am afraid that he will have to borrow it from the family at that time. When Lin Haoyang found Bai Qingyan, she just finished the pill refining. After she asked Bai Qingyan to check it, she was relieved. When Lin Haoyang left the customs, Bai Qingyan didn't take the pill refining task anymore. The 7 foundation building pill was really exhausted, so she took this opportunity to take a rest. The two had been going around in Longshu Mountain for more than a month before Lin Haoyang began to get things right. This time he came to Shuanglong Mountain. He also wanted to refine some magical items. At the same time, Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang also wanted to refine a magical item. Lin Haoyang sold some demonic beasts materials in Qingyunzong, and even Tier 4 demonic beasts materials, which made up the accessories for the mixer. This time, Lin Haoyang refined the spine of the 4th Order Saber-Toothed Tiger, the 4th Order White Spirit Crane Venom Sac, the 4th Order Black Tortoise Shell, the 4th Order White Jade Elephant Ivory, the 4th Order Wolf Fangs, and the 2 Jaws of Dragon Alligator. These materials can be said to be of excellent quality. They are made into magical item and they are very powerful. It took another 6 months before Lin Haoyang walked out of the Earth Fire room in Shuanglong Mountain with a tired face. The refining of the magical item this time consumes a lot of Lin Haoyang. I am afraid he will have to cultivate for a long time before he can relax. But looking at the 6 Tier 4 magical items in his hand, Lin Haoyang couldn't help but smile. With these 6 Tier 4 magical items, everyone's combat power will rise to the next level. However, as soon as he left the Earth Fire room, he heard that Zuo Qianji had recovered his injury and was about to start attacking demonic beasts Tier 5 spirit veins. After all, Shuanglong Mountain is only 2 4th tier high-grade spiritual veins, which cannot meet the requirements of the Azure Cloud sect. Before, it was helpless and could only use Shuanglong Mountain as the base camp. Now the battle is leaning towards Qingyunzong, and they naturally want to seize a Tier 4 spiritual vein. The closest to the Azure Cloud sect is a Tier 5 high-grade Lihuo Brahma, the bloodline Bufan, which is constantly entangled with Zuo Qianji. This time, the Blue Cloud sect aimed at Lihuo Brahma Bull, and the lair of Lihuo Brahma Bull was called Mount Fanyu. The goal of Fanyu Mountain is not only because of old grievances, but also because of an extremely precious 5th order mineral Phoenix Wuxi. Fengwu stone is a 5th order refining material, and the price is extremely expensive. After occupying Fanyu Mountain, Qingyunzong can make a lot of wealth. To attack Fanyu Mountain, the cooperation of the 4 coalition forces is needed, but because the distance is too far, only the foundation building and the Golden Core Cultivator are transferred. It has been more than a month since the call-up order was issued, and I am afraid that the 4 coalition forces will also arrive. When Lin Haoyang found Bai Qingyan, she also stopped refining medicine pill and began to prepare to attack Fanyu Mountain. Lin Haoyang handed the tiger bone whip made by the Tier 4 saber-toothed tiger to Bai Qingyan. With this magical item, Bai Qingyan will be much safer. With the cultivation base of the Bai Qingyan Foundation building class, it has been able to exert 80% of the power of this magical item. In this regard, Bai Qingyan did not refuse. With this magical item, she will be even more powerful. After waiting for another 20 days, Lin Qianlong led the 4 coalition forces finally arrived. This time, both Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang arrived, along with 20 foundation building cultivators. After Lin Haoyang left, the 4 cultivators selected the 9-layer cultivator that met the conditions and let them closed-door training breakthrough. There are a total of 23 foundation building dans. There are 6 people in the Lin family who have made breakthrough foundation building, 5 people in the Bai family, 3 people in the Ma family, and 2 people in the Lu family, a total of 16 people in the breakthrough foundation building. The other 7 people, due to insufficient talents, accumulation, and opportunities, were not able to break through to the foundation building, and only reached the great perfection. 16 more foundation building cultivators were added, and the pressure on the 4 coalition forces was greatly reduced. Only then can 20 foundation building cultivators be separated to assist Qingyunzong in attacking Fanyu Mountain. At the same time, Lin Xuanlin followed back to Shuangshou Mountain, and she started to accumulate credit to prepare for the next purple cloud crystal. The 4 coalition forces arrived, and the Qingyunzong high-level officials immediately decided to move towards Fanyu Mountain. Lin Haoyang found Lin Qianlong and others, and distributed all the refining Tier 4 magical items. Lin Qianlong is a pair of long knives made from white jade and ivory, Lin Xuanlin's is a pair of daggers made from the wolf fangs, and the white sword is a dragon crocodile gold scissors. What is left to him is Bai Linghei's poison sac. This magical item, he named the poisonous tent. In addition to Bai Linghei's corrosiveness, he also added paralytic poison to increase its power. In addition, he also used the mysterious tortoise shell to refine a yin and yang shield to make up for his shortcomings in defense. 2 months later, the Qingyunzong army arrived 500 miles outside Fanyu Mountain. 37%. Chapter 224 transcends tribulation. The Azure Cloud sect is extremely large, with 11 golden core cultivators. There are 200 foundation building cultivators and 3,000 cultivators. After harvesting 11 Tier 4 demonic beasts inner alchemy, Qingyunzong all refined into foundation building alchemy, and finally became 75 alchemy. In addition to being used for compensation, Qingyunzong rebred more than 40 foundation building cultivators with the help of this batch of foundation building Dan. With the addition of more than 20 foundation buildings from the 4 coalition forces, the scale of the foundation building cultivator has reached 200. With such a large number, the Azure Cloud sect cultivator does not dare to approach Fanyu Mountain easily. After all, the attack of Tier 5 demonic beasts, if they fall into the Azure Cloud sect army, will cause terrible casualties. In fact, Zuo Qianji has a Tier 5 demonic beast's inner pill in his hand. If Hu Weiwei is given a breakthrough nascent soul, the battle will undoubtedly be much easier. But the inner alchemy of this Tier 5 demonic beasts is too involved, and Zuo Qianji can't assign it to anyone at will. Although Hu Weiwei is the only person on the 9th floor of the Golden Core, there is Zhou Zunyuan in the late stage of the Golden Core. With the help of this battle, Zhou Zunyuan successfully broke through the 8th floor of the Golden Core, and is only a little short of breakthrough. Both of these people have made great contributions to Qingyunzong, especially Zhou Zunyuan. When Zuo Qianji is not in sect, he has been taking care of sect. If Zhou Zunyuan is not given a chance to hit nascent soul, I am afraid Zhou Zunyuan will feel resentful. For this reason, Zuo Qianji decided to attack Brahma Niu Mountain first, and then beheaded Tier 5 Lihuo Brahma. This was not a problem. If he fails to kill the Tier 5 Van Gogh by then, Zuo Qianji even decides to go to the Chongshan Tower to buy a Tier 5 demonic beast's inner pill, and Zhou Zunyuan will not suffer. After the Battle of Shuanglong Mountain, the demonic beasts suffered heavy losses. Only 9 Tier 4 demonic beasts remained, and Tier 3 demonic beasts only remained more than 120. Above the high-ranked combat power, they no longer have the advantage. Although they escaped from Shuanglong Mountain, they were still gathered by the Lihuo Brahma. It is impossible for them to resist the demonic beast's army alone. The Qingyunzong army had just arrived at Fanyu Mountain. Suddenly dark clouds over Fanyu Mountain, a large cloud of robbery suddenly shrouded. Seeing this, the expressions of everyone in the Azure Cloud sect changed wildly. This tribulation was a sign of demonic beast's breakthrough 5th order. It seems that the 5th tier Lihuo Brahma gave the precious heavenly and mortal treasures to the 4th tier high-grade green dragon, helping it to break through the 5th tier threshold. Tier 5 Lihuo Brahma bull is like this, because Zuo Qianji was seriously injured, and of course he would heal the wound before attacking Fanyu Mountain. Secondly, Lihuo Brahma knows that, only relying on him, plus a large number of Tier 4 demonic beasts that have fallen, it is impossible for them to defend Brahma Mountain. Once, he wanted to drag Zuo Qianji to death with the 3-tailed fox, but he did not expect that he would kill the 3-tailed fox. After that battle, Lihuo Brahma had already developed a fear of Zuo Qianji. Therefore, he helped the 4th order high-grade young bird to break through to the 5th order. As long as the green dragon successfully breaks through the 5th order demonic beasts, the victorious scale will fall to him again. As long as he entangles Zuo Qianji, the green dragon can rush into the Azure Cloud sect cultivator to kill and kill. However, What he didn't expect was that Zuo Qianji had healed his injuries so quickly, and he had even assembled a large army to attack the mountain, just in time for the Transcends Tribulation. Everyone, the Transcends Tribulation of the Qingjiao is imminent. We must interrupt his Transcends Tribulation. Otherwise, when he successfully breaks through the 5th stage, the advantage we have finally established will be in vain. So, I'll go and entangle the 5th Order Vanuatu first, and you will interrupt the Transcends Tribulation when you wait. This robbery cloud is also very dangerous, so you should be careful not to be easily involved in it. Zuo Qianji said. Lin Haoyang glanced at the huge robbery cloud. Finally, are they going to face the Tier 5 demonic beasts? Afterwards, Zuo Qianji gave a simple order, and immediately escaped from the sky, hiding the shadow. Zuo Qianji had to wait for everyone to approach before launching an attack. Otherwise, if he was entangled by the Lihuo Brahma, 7 or 8 Tier 4 demonic beasts, and a large number of Tier 3 demonic beasts, it might be difficult for him to get away. Soon, the golden core of Qingyan sect and more than 200 foundation building cultivators began to lean towards Fanyu Mountain. At the same time, the 3000 condensing veins cultivator also moved towards Fanyu Mountain at an extremely fast speed. After the golden core and foundation building cultivator broke the gap, they still needed them to eliminate the low level on Fanyu Mountain. Otherwise, tens of thousands of low-level demonic beasts will kill Lin Haoyang and others until the spirit power is exhausted. Soon, the golden core and foundation building of the Azure Cloud sect were close to Fanyu Mountain by 200 miles. At this distance, everyone could not hide. The top-grade Lihuo Brahma of Tier 5 could be found by sweeping divine sense. Sure enough, Lin Haoyang and others had just entered the Fanyu Mountain for 200 miles, and there was a roar from Fanyu Mountain, and it was obvious that the 5th Order Brahma had discovered them. The complexion of Lin Haoyang and the others changed immediately, and then they no longer hid their figures. More than 200 people rushed to the robbery cloud one after another. Their purpose is to destroy Qingjiao's breakthrough 5th Order. As long as he fails the 5th Order demonic beasts, their mission will be successful. At this time, a huge cow shadow rushed out of Fanyu Mountain, covered in black and red, especially a pair of horns, which looked like a pair of glazed horns, very beautiful. At this moment, he was angry, and only 2 fire clouds sprayed out from his nose, bringing up a large amount of smoke. It seemed that he was also a fierce master. But before he rushed into the crowd, a sword ray suddenly flashed by the Lihuo Brahma, and Lihuo Brahma was not a simple lord. He immediately stirred the horns and took the sword ray flying. Seeing this sword ray, I knew Zuo Qianji was nearby, forcing him to stop and dare not chase Lin Haoyang and the others. At this moment, a sword ray suddenly flashed, but this time it was not at the Lihuo Brahma, but at the distant Jayan. Seeing this, Lihuo Van New Zealand was furious. With the strength of the cultivation base of Zuo Qianji, I am afraid that only one sword can interrupt the Transcends Tribulation. The wind was blowing at the feet of the Lihuo Brahma, and the sword ray who was flying with the horns again picked up the sword ray, and then he even said, Zuo Qianji, you and I have been fighting for decades, and now it's time to decide the outcome. Let's pick a place to fight and let them do it. Zuo Qianji frowned. As long as he shot, it would definitely prevent Qingjiao from breaking through the 5th Order demonic beasts. Seeing that Zuo Qianji did not immediately agree, he knew that Zuo Qianji still wanted to interrupt Qingjiao's breakthrough, so he threatened. Well, you can interrupt his breakthrough, but those human cultivators are about to die at my feet. With that, Lihuo Brahma rushed towards Lin Haoyang and the others again. Suddenly, Zuo Qianji's complexion changed wildly, and if Lihuo Brahma bull rushed into the Azure Cloud sect's cultivator army, I was afraid that this loss would reach an unbearable level. The flying sword in Zuo Qianji's hand appeared, there was no nonsense, and he was about to leave the Huo Brahma. Seeing this, Lihuo Brahma gave up the cultivator of the Azure Cloud sect and began to fight Zuo Qianji. Both of them deliberately avoided Mount Fanyu, so in just a moment, the two were gone. The victory or defeat of this battle still has to be handed over to the underground demonic beasts and cultivator. However, the most nervous and helpless person at this moment is the Green Zhao in the thundercloud. Although he is crossing the thunderstorm at this moment, the situation outside is still clear. 38%. Chapter 225 Transcends Tribulation Success. This Tier 5 Thunder Tribulation is not so easy to navigate. Demonic Beast's physical body is far superior to the same rank human cultivator, but at this moment, the green water bird is still splitting its flesh under the Thunder Tribulation. In addition, he had to be distracted to prevent Hu Weiwei and others from sneaking in, so it was very hard for him to do Lei Jiayu. However, Lin Haoyang and others don't care about the pain of the blue water bird. If the blue water bird is successfully transcends tribulation, it may be time for them to feel uncomfortable. Soon, Lin Haoyang and others rushed into Fanyu Mountain within 10 miles. At this distance, thunderclouds had already covered their heads. Lin Haoyang was the first to see thunder tribulation, feeling the terrifying power contained above his head, and he couldn't help being a little bit shy. Whether it is a cultivator or demonic beasts, they are born with fear of thunder tribulation. Thunder tribulation is also known as the whip of heavenly Tao, which shows the horror of thunder tribulation. When Lin Haoyang and others attacked within 10 miles of Fanyu Mountain, a large number of demonic beasts also poured out and began to block Lin Haoyang and others. Everyone, these demonic beasts will be handed over to you. I will stop the transcends tribulation of the green flood dragon first. Hu Weiwei said. Then, she went directly to the thunder robbery, and the Shushui sword in her hand chopped a sword ray into the thunder robbery. Hu Weiwei did not leave his hand in this strike, and the power of this sword had reached the limit of the golden core realm. Boom! Just as this sword ray was about to slash into the thundercloud, a red thunderbolt suddenly slashed out from the thundercloud, directly blasting on the sword ray. The red lightning and sword ray intertwined, and soon sword ray was swallowed by the red lightning. Seeing this, Hu Weiwei's expression changed. She still underestimated the power of this robbery. At this moment, the green Zhao who was in the middle of the robbery cloud saw this scene, and was a little excited. If Hu Weiwei can't break the thunder robbery, he can't threaten him with transcends tribulation. Tier 5 demonic beasts transcends tribulation has to go through 49 thunderclouds, and one power is better than one. Up to now, he has resisted 31, and he is not far from successful transcends tribulation. Qing Zhao was able to withstand these robbery clouds because with the help of Li Huo Brahma, he had already evolved his inner alchemy to Tier 5. The current thunder robbery was just the last step of transcends tribulation. This last step is both a test and a chance. Demonic beasts transcends tribulation. The thunder from the sky is the test of God and the Tao. As long as he successfully survives the thunder tribulation, whether it is Shouyuan or cultivation base, there is a possibility of further increase. At the same time, heavenly Tao is not ruthless. After demonic beasts transcends tribulation, a thunderstorm liquid will form in the thunder cloud to help demonic beasts recover from trauma and strengthen their physical strength. Therefore, this thunder tribulation liquid is very scarce, which is a great opportunity for demonic beasts. Hu Weiwei couldn't get close to Jayan. Everyone's expressions changed immediately, and Hu Weiwei had no choice. Then how would they stop the transcends tribulation of Qing Zhao? Hu Weiwei didn't believe it. I tried several times, but they all had the same result. Once Hu Weiwei's attack approached Jayan. When Jia Yun left, a red lightning flashed out, defeating Hu Weiwei's attack. Moreover, in the end, thunder tribulation seemed to be irritated, and directly slashed a red lightning bolt towards Hu Weiwei's body. The red lightning strike was equivalent to the strike of a Tier 4 high-grade magical talisman. Hu Weiwei was stared at and hurriedly took out his own defense magical item, and finally resisted this strike. Seeing this, Hu Weiwei did not dare to attack Jayan again. She felt that as long as he did it again, she might be dragged into Jayan too. Hu Weiwei didn't dare to do it again, and ran back dingy. Lin Haoyang and others have begun to suppress demonic beasts in Fanyu Mountain, because there are a large number of low-level demonic beasts entangled, they cannot solve them all immediately. For a time, everyone in Qingyunzong fell into a passive situation again. And at this time, Qing Zhao had already resisted the 40th thunder. Although his whole body scales are now in tatters, his heart is ecstatic at this moment. The Azure Cloud Sect cultivator cannot stop him from transcends tribulation. As long as he survives the thunder tribulation, when he starts to counterattack, he will swallow all the human cultivators into his belly to relieve his hatred. On Qingyunzong's side, Hu Weiwei had nothing to do with the green flood, so he could only spread his qi on demonic beasts, only to see a Tier 4 middle-grade demonic beasts, which was beaten back steadily by her. In just a moment, the Tier 4 mid-range demonic beasts was forced to a grade, desperately. At this time, Zhou Zunyuan stopped instead, pressing one hand on the storage bag, while looking at the green dragon in the robbery cloud. In which storage bag was the only Tier 5 magic talisman in Qingyunzong. The one in Zuo Qianji's hand had already been used when killing the three-tailed fox. Zhou Zunyuan hesitated, because he was also uncertain whether this Tier 5 magic talisman could block the transcends tribulation of the blue flood dragon. If at that time, like Hu Weiwei, anger the thunder, they might be dragged into the thunder, and be chopped to death along with the Qing Jiao. Obviously Hu Weiwei also had the same thoughts, so she gave the decision to Zhou Zunyuan's hands. In this short period of time, the thunder tribulation that Qing Jiao has endured has reached 46 stages, and there are only 3 stages left to the successful transcends tribulation. When there were only 3 thunder tribulations left, the thunder cloud suddenly changed, from the previous red to purple, and a more terrifying aura fluctuated from it. As soon as this purple thunder came out, the demonic beasts and the human cultivator had a meal together on the battlefield. It was because the power of this purple thunder was too terrifying. Those low-level demonic beasts are the closest to this purple robbery, and some demonic beasts are covered in feces and urine because of fear, even incontinence. Seeing the purple thunder and lightning, Zhou Zunyuan hurriedly removed his hand on the storage bag. He felt that if he sacrificed a Tier 5 magic talisman at this time, although it can stop the transcends tribulation of the blue flood dragon, I am afraid that the purple thunder will definitely fall on their heads. Zhou Zunyuan had decided in his heart that after the blue water dragon had finished the thunder tribulation, he would use the 5th order magic talisman when he was most weak. When Qing Jiao saw the purple lightning, fear appeared on the head of the Jiao who could not see clearly. Qing Jiao opened his mouth and vomited, and a human head-sized inner alchemy was spit out by him. On the inner alchemy, there is also a small dragon on it, which is a reduced version of the green dragon. At this moment, the inner alchemy was sacrificed, and it was clear that the Qing Jiao had also begun desperately. When everyone's eyes were on Green Jiao, Lin Haoyang was Dantian in divine sense. Just now, at the moment when the purple lightning appeared, Xiao Jinlong woke up, even a little excited. Afterwards, Xiao Jinlong told Lin Haoyang that it had a way to steal the thunder tribulation liquid from the Green Jiao, making him want to cry without tears. After Lin Haoyang heard this, his eyes widened and he stole the thunder tribulation liquid from the Green Jiao. Didn't this kill Qing Jiao? Imagine that when the Green Jiao died of transcends tribulation and eagerly went to find thunder tribulation to recover his injuries and strengthen his physical body, he found that there was no thunder tribulation, so he could not be pissed off. Just when Lin Haoyang was talking with Xiao Jinlong, the green dragon had already resisted 2 purple thunder and lightning with the help of the inner alchemy. As long as he survived one more, he could survive the thunder catastrophe, obtain thunder catastrophe liquid, and truly become a Tier 5 demonic beasts. But after resisting 2 purple thunder and lightning, the green dragon's inner alchemy had shrunk a circle, and the little green dragon above was also blurred a lot, as if it was about to dissipate. At this moment, the 3rd purple thunder and lightning struck, and its power reached the highest of 49 thunder and lightning. Seeing this, Qing Jiao knew that relying on himself, it was very possible to die under this thunder catastrophe. At this moment, Qing Jiao opened his mouth again and vomited, and a glazed horn was spit out, facing the 3rd purple thunder tribulation. Bump! The horns collided with the purple thunder and lightning, and a small Lihuo Brahma rushed out of the horn, entangled with the 3rd purple thunder. After a few breaths, the glazed horns disappeared at the same time as the 3rd robbery thunder. 38%. Chapter 226. Stealing Thunder Tribulation Liquid. The disappearance of the 3rd purple thunderbolt represents the completion of the transcends tribulation of the blue water dragon, and at this moment it has been successfully transformed into a Tier 5 demonic beasts. And the last glazed horn he took out was exactly the transcends tribulation given to it by the Lihuo Brahma, and it was the horn that was taken off when the Lihuo Brahma was at the 5th tier middle grade. Then, with the help of this horn, the Lihuo Brahma hides a trace of its own energy and blood in it, turning it into an original magical item, which is refined before transcends tribulation and turned into its own magic treasures. Therefore, when he took it out during thunder tribulation, late tribulation also recognized it as the ability of the green flood dragon, and did not resist. The green dragon who succeeded in transcends tribulation looks extremely miserable. There is not a lot of scales left on his body, but there are still a few pieces hanging in its abdomen. One of the dragon horns and the dragon's horns were broken off, plus the one that was cut off by Hu Weiwei, and there were no dragon horns on the green dragon's head at this moment. Although the young bird is seriously injured and dying, the power it exudes is actually the power of Tier 5 demonic beasts. Stink. When you take thunder tribulation liquid, I will come to take you. Life. No, I'm going to abolish you cultivation base. Let you stay with me and give me a bath. After finishing speaking, Qing Jiao rushed straight to the robbery cloud that had not yet dispersed, apparently rushing to the thunder robbery liquid. And what he said just now was to Hu Weiwei. His hatred for Hu Weiwei was extremely strong, and it was her that made him lose face in front of the demons. And Hu Weiwei was so angry at what he said, and with a split with the Shushui sword in his hand, he directly cut off the head of the tier 4 middle-grade demonic beasts. It seemed that she couldn't relieve her anger. She rushed to the demonic beasts group and started to kill. Seeing this, Zhou Zunyuan frowned slightly. This time is not a time for arrogance. However, in this situation, the only way to reduce the number of demonic beasts is to take advantage of the time when the green dragons absorb thunder tribulation liquid and have no time to take care of them. After that, they may be more confident in the face of tier 5 green dragons. Kill. With Zhou Zunyuan's roar, everyone reacted and began to use own strongest means to kill demonic beasts. Even the 4th order magic talisman has been thrown out 5 or 6 one after another. As for the 3rd order magic talisman, that is countless. With these charms joining the battlefield, the demonic beasts army was instantly created by the masses, and even the remaining 7 tier 4 demonic beasts were in jeopardy. They were still supporting them, just waiting for the green dragon to swallow the thunder tribulation liquid and return strongly. At this moment, Lin Haoyang was not very arrogant, but found a tier 3 top-grade demonic beasts to fight him. Long Yuan shot, tier 3 top-grade demonic beasts couldn't resist at all. Every time he tried to kill it, Long Yuan would keep it alive and fight with him again. After going down several times, this tier 3 top-grade demonic beasts was about to be tortured madly by Lin Haoyang. But Lin Haoyang didn't care at all, because he had projected most of his mind into that cloud of calamity, and was about to steal Green Zhao's thunder robbery liquid. After the Qing Zhao had finished the catastrophe, he was seated on the robbery cloud. In front of him, there was a small square pond with a small square. At this moment, some lavender liquid was condensing from the robbery cloud, and it continued to drop into this small pond. These liquids are the blessings of heavenly Tao, thunder tribulation liquid. Looking at these thunder robbery fluids, the green dragon Halazi shed all over the ground. Just sitting next to it, the green dragon could feel that the injuries on his body were healed. He was waiting for all the thunder tribulation liquid to drip completely, and then swallowed it into his abdomen in one bite. At this moment, the little golden dragon suddenly appeared in the robbery cloud. His whereabouts were hidden and did not attract the attention of Qing Zhao in the slightest. This is the first time that little golden dragon has appeared outside of Lin Haoyang, and this is also the first time that Lin Haoyang has attached divine sense to other things. Lin Haoyang's current divine sense is mostly attached to Xiao Jinlong. Xiaojin, how sure are you to grab Lei Jai? Lin Haoyang said with a guilty conscience. 7 or 80%. This stupid dragon shouldn't be very smart. Love Experience said. After that, the little golden dragon kept wandering around the thunder tribulation pond, looking for opportunities. For some unknown reason, this Jayan did not reject the existence of little golden dragon. According to common sense, this thunder robbery liquid is a heavenly Tao blessing for the people of transcends tribulation. If someone wants to steal thunder robbery liquid, he will definitely be attacked by thunder robbery. In the midst of the robbery cloud, even though it is only divine sense here, Lin Haoyang can feel that the thunder robbery liquid is definitely a good thing. Almost an incense stick time passed. The thunder cloud no longer dripped thunder robbery liquid, and there was only a layer of lavender thunder robbery liquid at the bottom of the thunder pond. In total, there should be about half a bowl. Seeing that there was no more thunder tribulation liquid dripping out, Qing Zhao stretched out his claws and touched the thunder pond. After feeling that there was no danger, he immediately opened his mouth and swallowed Lei tribulation liquid. But at this moment, a golden light suddenly flashed, and the dazzling golden light made Qing Zhao a little unable to open his eyes. Seeing this golden light, his first reaction was not that someone had stolen the thunder tribulation liquid, but that there was another chance. After all, the only one who can stay safe and sound in this robbery cloud is the only one who has just finished the thunder robbery. On the other side, the little Jinlong exudes golden light, and at this moment, he is collecting the thunder robbery liquid in the thunder pond. Even in the end, Xiao Jinlong didn't forget to lick Lei Kai, for fear of wasting it. Xiao Jinlong steals Lei Jai very quickly, probably only 2 or 3 breaths have passed. Qing Zhao waited for a while and found that the golden light hadn't even disappeared yet. On the other side, after Xiao Jinlong stole the thunder tribulation liquid, he almost disappeared from the thundercloud and returned to Lin Haoyang's body. Lin Haoyang's divine sense also returned. His face was full of excitement at this moment, because they had stolen Qing Zhao's thunder tribulation liquid. When Qing Zhao recovered, he was sure to explode with anger. Because the golden light emitted by the little golden dragon was too dazzling, even Jaeyin couldn't cover it, and all of a sudden everyone's eyes were cast towards the figure of Qing Zhao again. Apart from the golden light, Qing Zhao closed his eyes tightly, as if the thing was extraordinary. Seeing this, Hu Weiwei, Zhou Zunyuan and other Qingyunzong cultivators looked sad, guessing what chance this Qing Zhao must have got. After 5 or 6 breaths of time, the golden light hadn't dissipated, but Jaeyin had begun to dissipate. At this time, Qing Zhao finally felt something was wrong, and that golden light might be deceiving. Qing Zhao opened his eyes forcibly, and grabbed the golden light with one claw. After that, Qing Zhao felt that he had caught a scaly object, and then the golden light completely dissipated. Certainly, among the broken claws of Qing Zhao, there was a small golden scale lying in it, still with a faint golden light. Obviously, the dazzling golden light came out from this scale. Qing Zhao checked it and couldn't see its quality. Since he couldn't see through it, it must be a treasure. But before he put away the golden scales, he saw that there was no drop of the thunder robbery liquid in the thunder pond, and even because the thunder robbery liquid was taken, the thunder pond was in a half-dissipated state. Seeing this, Qing Zhao's expression changed wildly, and he hurried to the side of Lei Kai, trying to see if his dazzling vision was wrong. Green Zhao held the thunder pond with both claws, but there was no trace of thunder robbery liquid in it, as if he had been licked completely by something. At this time, Qing Zhao came back to his senses and looked at the golden scales in his claws. Even if he was stupid, he still understood now. His thunder tribulation liquid was stolen, and stole it in front of it. 38%. Chapter 227 See-Through. In Qing Zhao's heart, there was boundless anger burning at this moment, but now he didn't even know who was stealing thunder tribulation liquid. The most hateful thing was that he thought that this golden light was born with some treasure. Roar! Qing Zhao let out a wild roar, and turned his gaze to the people of Qing Yun sect. From the bottom of his heart, he believed that only people like Qing Yun sect could steal thunder tribulation liquid in front of him. Therefore, he entangled in the clouds again without Jia, dragged his seriously injured body, and rushed towards the Azure Cloud sect. However, when he came to the battlefield where the two armies were fighting, he was surprised to find that the demonic beasts army was already 10 to 6-7. The original 8 Tier 4 demonic beasts now have 1 Tier 4 top grade. 2 Tier 4 medium grades are lingering, but they are all seriously injured and dying, and they have little combat power. Tier 3 demonic beasts, under the charms of the Azure Cloud sect, are also large-scale deaths and injuries. Only 60 or 70 were left to resist desperately. Had it not been for the Lihuo Brahma before leaving, whoever escaped in this battle would be chased to death by him, otherwise these demonic beasts would have long since escaped. On the contrary, the Qingyunzong side did not lose much. In order to retain enough strength to deal with the 5th Order Blue Water Bird, Zhou Zunyuan ordered the demonic beasts army to be hit hard at all costs. The magic talisman thrown out in this battle is probably worth no less than 150,000 spirit stones, which is also a large sum for the Azure Cloud sect. This battle has reached the present, and the high-rank amulet of the 150,000 spirit stones is already the last of the Qingyun sect. In order to capture the Fanyu Mountain, the Qingyun sect also fought the Old One. However, Lin Haoyang didn't feel distressed at all. From beginning to end, he was hammering a Tier 3 top-grade demonic beasts. It can be said that he had beaten the Tier 3 top-grade demonic beasts with no temper. Bai Qingyan had noticed Lin Haoyang here. She didn't know what Lin Haoyang was playing, she reminded it once or twice. But Lin Haoyang didn't seem to have heard it, and ignored her words at all. In fact, Lin Haoyang can't be blamed, he just stole Lei Jai under Qing Zhao's eyelids, a full bowl of it. In the end, he and Xiao Jinlong split the accounts for 4 or 6. He has 4 small golden dragons and 6, even so, there is still a half bowl of Lei Jai in Lin Haoyang's hands, which is definitely enough for him now. Thunder Tribulation Liquid is the treasure of Tier 5 demonic beasts. Foundation building cultivators like Lin Haoyang must be used with drops, not to mention he still has a small bowl. Coupled with the dragon blood fruit, Lin Haoyang believes that his physical body will definitely make a qualitative leap. Green Zhao came out of the robbery and saw the defeated demonic beast's army, and suddenly felt a panic. Now he is seriously injured. If he rushes out like this, I am afraid that there will be no benefit in the hands of the Qingyunzong cultivator. Thinking of this, Green Zhao didn't dare to stay, flew directly into Fanyu Mountain, opened his mouth and spit out his own inner alchemy. However, the inner alchemy was bombarded by 2 purple robbery thunders and shrank a lot at the moment, and as a Tier 5 demonic beast symbol, the imprint of divine soul was also sluggish. The imprint of the soul on the inner alchemy of Tier 5 demonic beasts is just like the nascent soul of the human cultivator. Even if the body is destroyed, as long as the inner alchemy is still there, it can be reborn. Going into the vault, the green dragon's inner alchemy went out in such a sluggish appearance. If someone sees through it, I'm afraid it's in trouble. Qing Zhao opened his mouth and vomited, forcibly forced 3 drops of heart blood into the inner alchemy, and the imprint of the soul on the inner alchemy came alive and was no longer so sluggish. But forcibly forced out these 3 drops of blood, and the blood-stained face turned pale again. As soon as the mind moved, the inner alchemy went straight to the Qingyunzong cultivator camp. He did this because he was seriously injured and wanted to use this to start the Qingyunzong people away, so as to heal his injuries, and when his injuries heal, he can cooperate with the Lihuo Brahma to repel the Qingyunzong people. Secondly, he still felt that the golden light did not seem to be done by the people of the Azure Cloud sect, and could escape the thunder in his perception. The cultivation base must be above him. If Qingyunzong had such a character, he would never make his Transcends Tribulation successful, and there would be no need for such a laborious attack on Fanyu Mountain. In Qing Zhao's heart, it must be a certain high-ranked demonic beasts who passed by here and took the Thunder Tribulation liquid easily, leaving him with that scale. And that golden scale is definitely not a mortal thing, maybe there is a bigger chance waiting for him. At the same time, the green dragon inner alchemy engulfed the power of Tier 5 demonic beasts and smashed into the Blue Cloud sect cultivator camp. Everyone saw the scene where the green dragon flashed into Fanyu Mountain, but they were all a little unclear. Therefore, even the remaining 3 Tier 4 demonic beasts were puzzled and obviously did not understand the purpose of the green dragon. With the arrival of the 5th order inner alchemy, the hearts of the demons became excited, and it seemed that Green Zhao had successfully promoted to the 5th order demonic beasts. Seeing the 5th order inner alchemy call, Hu Weiwei, Zhou Zunyuan and others immediately changed their expressions. Zhou Zunyuan was even more cunning in his heart. He thought that Qing Zhao knew that he had a Tier 5 magic talisman in his hand, so he deliberately escaped to Fanyu Mountain and only attacked with an inner pill. As long as Qingyunzong and others can't hold it, they use Tier 5 magical charms, although Qing Zhao's inner alchemy will certainly not be comfortable. But at that time, the Azure Cloud sect no longer had the means to threaten the Green Dragon, and the cultivators of the Azure Cloud sect could only be slaughtered at that time. Everyone, join me against this 5th order inner alchemy. Zhou Zunyuan shouted in desperation. Only Li Menglong, Zhu Lin, Lin Qianlong, Bai Zonkang, Zhou Juntao and others were left to deal with the remaining 3 Tier 4 demonic beasts, while the others fought against the Green Dragon inner alchemy. Lin Haoyang was surprised when seeing Qing Zhao's inner alchemy fly over, but he quickly understood Qing Zhao's abacus. When she was about to act, Bai Qingyan flew over. As a result, Bai Qingyan asked eagerly, Haoyang, are you okay? Lin Haoyang was taken aback and replied, I'm fine. But Bai Qingyan pointed to the dying Tier 3 demonic beasts who had been abused in front of Lin Haoyang, her eyes filled with unbelief. You don't do that on weekdays. Lin Haoyang smiled awkwardly, and Long Yuan flew up, completely ending the life of this Tier 3 top-grade demonic beasts. Qing Yun, lend me your soul-defying banner. For the specific reason, I will explain it to you after the war is over. Lin Haoyang said. Listening to this, Bai Qingyan didn't ask any more. She slapped her storage bag, the soul-dealing banner appeared in her hand, and then handed it to Lin Haoyang. Careful, Lin Haoyang nodded, picked up the soul-defying banner, and went straight to the place where the Azure Cloud sect was besieging the Blue Flood Dragon's inner alchemy. The 6 golden cores of the Azure Cloud sect teamed up to deal with a Tier 5 demonic beast's inner alchemy, but they were still losing ground, and they were not opponents. Even Song Ziwen, the golden core early-stage cultivator, spouted a mouthful of blood when hit by the green flood dragon's inner alchemy. At this moment, Lin Haoyang rushed over. Without saying a word, Lin Haoyang urged the soul-catching banner in his hand to the extreme, and then a black light hit the blue flood dragon inner pill. Under a single strike, the green dragon's inner alchemy trembled, and the expression of the blue dragon on Fanyu Mountain also changed. But where did Lin Haoyang give him a chance to strike another blow with the soul-defying banner in his hand, and at the same time, the soul-fixing technique also followed. The 2 spirit-attacking spells hit the blue flood dragon's inner alchemy at the same time, and the blue flood dragon's inner alchemy suddenly couldn't bear it, and under the violent tremor, it regained its sluggish appearance. The Green Zhao who was far away in Fanyu Mountain spit out a mouthful of blood at this moment. His inner alchemy, which was maintained by his heart's blood, was only afraid of divine sense attacks. because the imprint of the wilting spirit on the inner alchemy cannot repair the damage on the spirit. Now, under Lin Haoyang's attack, it completely showed its original shape. It could no longer sit still, and its face flew out of Fanyu Mountain with a white face. 38%. Chapter 228 Conquering Fanyu Mountain. Everyone in the Azure Cloud sect was surprised at the look of Qing Zhao's inner alchemy, and they didn't understand what was going on. In order not to cause unnecessary trouble, Lin Haoyang also showed an incredible look on his face, showing that he didn't know why. Zhou Zunyuan glanced at Lin Haoyang, there was light flowing in his eyes, and then said, "No matter what's going on, take down this inner alchemy first, I'm afraid Qing Zhao will come out soon." Hearing this, everyone attacked the Qing Zhao inner alchemy again. Compared with before, today's Qing Zhao inner pill is much weaker. Not only is a large circle smaller, but even the green dragon's engraving on it is sluggish. In the face of everyone's attack, the green flood dragon's inner alchemy retreated steadily, and even the spirituality above it quickly faded. Roar! At this moment, Qing Zhao roared and rushed out of Fanyu Mountain. Seeing that own inner alchemy was forced to retreat by everyone, Qing Zhao opened his mouth and sucked, trying to take the inner alchemy back. At this moment, Lin Haoyang waved the soul-defying banner in his hand, and at the same time, once again instigated Divine Sense to play the soul-setting technique, which landed on the inner alchemy of the Qing Zhao. I saw that the inner alchemy of the blue water dragon, who had dim aura, was greatly reduced at this moment, and it didn't even respond to the call of the blue water dragon. At this time, everyone also saw the miserable appearance of the blue water dragon, and saw that its whole body was shattered with scales, a pair of dragon horns were gone, and a few of the dragon's claws were also broken. And the whole body was scorched. This looked as if it had just been struck by lightning. Everyone is wondering, after demonic beasts transcends tribulation, will there be a blessing from heaven to give thunder tribulation liquid to repair the body? Could it be that this green dragon has not been blessed by heavenly Tao, and has not given thunder tribulation liquid? Zhou Zunyuan and the others suddenly realized that before, Qing Zhao only spit out the inner alchemy to fight with everyone, it turned out that there was a problem with his body. Hu Weiwei stepped forward and came to the blue dragon inner alchemy, blocking the blue dragon and recalling the inner alchemy. When the wild demonic beasts saw the appearance of the green Zhao, the expectations in their hearts suddenly shattered, and the last trace of belief that supported them was also completely shattered. Seeing this, the remaining 3 Tier 4 demonic beasts were so cruel, they got rid of Lin Qianlong and others and escaped. In this situation, if the battle continues, they will undoubtedly die. Since the Brahma Bull Mountain is destined to be unstoppable, they will no longer worry about leaving the Huo Brahma, the most important thing is to protect their lives. Seeing Tier 4 demonic beasts fled, Lin Qianlong and others did not chase them, but quietly evacuated and surrounded the green dragons. Seeing this, Qing Zhao felt a little in his heart. I am afraid that he is in a disaster today. He is holding the golden scales in his hands now, and he hopes that the power of the demonic beasts will come to help him at the critical moment. Kill! Zhou Zunyuan roared, and the 11 golden core cultivators went straight to kill the green dragon. If Qing Zhao is in his whole body period, unless 11 golden core late-stage cultivators join forces, it is not his opponent at all. But now, his inner alchemy has gone, and his strength is only 60% of what he was during the victory period. In addition, he was seriously injured, and just now forced out 3 drops of effort. His strength went to 30%, so he now has only 30% of the combat strength of his heyday. With such strength, facing the siege of 11 golden core cultivators, he fell into a disadvantage in an instant. What's more, Lin Haoyang has been using the soul-catching flag to harass him. After half an hour, Hu Weiwei found the opportunity, and the Shushui sword found a tricky angle, pierced through the eyes of the Qing Zhao, and learned about the life of the Qing Zhao with a sword. Qing Zhao died, his inner alchemy also lost its vitality, and Zuo Qianji was taken into the bag. When no one noticed, the golden scales in the green floodgate's claws quietly dissipated, without attracting the attention of others. Seeing that the green dragon was cut, Lin Haoyang sat on the ground and gasped for breath. The tingling pain from his soul made his brain be hammered hard. In the previous battle, Lin Haoyang urged 4 times of soul concentration, which was far beyond his limit. Bai Qingyan hurried over and fed Lin Haoyang a Qingling pill. Lin Haoyang felt better now. In the previous battle, Bai Qingyan did not participate in the battle, but blocked Tier 3 demonic beasts from the side to prevent them from interfering with everyone strangling the green dragon. The green dragon was beheaded, and the golden cores of the Azure Cloud sect were uncomfortable. After all, the green dragon was tier 5 demonic beasts. Under the great loss of strength, a single blow also caused Li Menglong, Zhu Lin and other newly promoted golden cores to suffer internal injuries. Had it not been for Zhou Zunyuan's protection, I am afraid that the two of them might have died under the backlash of Qing Zhao today. However, the injuries suffered by the two are not minor, and I am afraid that it will be difficult to recover without a year or two. When Qing Zhao died, the demonic beast's army had no chance of winning. Zhou Zunyuan took out a sound search talisman and told Zuo Qianji the news that the Qing Zhao had been killed, so that he could act with confidence. However, everyone was not in a rush to attack Fanyu Mountain. They surrounded Fanyu Mountain and prevented the demonic beasts from escaping. After waiting for 4 or 5 hours, the cultivator of Azure Cloud sect finally rushed over. As soon as the cultivator arrived, Zhou Zunyuan ordered to start attacking the mountain. With the cooperation of 11 golden core cultivators and 100 or 200 foundation building cultivators, the army of low-level demonic beasts in Fanyu Mountain was quickly torn apart. For Lin Haoyang and others, with a large number of cultivators as the backing, the demonic beasts do not have the command and containment of the high-rank demonic beasts. They can be described as slaughter. With a single sword from Hu Weiwei, hundreds of low-level demonic beasts will die. However, Hu Weiwei fought against the Green Zhao a few times in the previous battle, so after Hu Weiwei broke the demonic beast's army's defensive formation, he stopped taking action and began to recover from his injuries. Lin Haoyang was the same. Just now divine sense was over-consuming, and he didn't even break the defensive formation of demonic beasts. This battle lasted a total of 1 day and 1 night before the low-level demonic beasts on the Fanyu Mountain were completely cleaned up. However, during this process, many demonic beasts escaped, and the number of low-level demonic beasts that were finally beheaded by everyone was about 25,000. The 25,000 demonic beasts, flesh and blood, and materials far exceeded the storage capacity of the Azure Cloud sect. Zhou Zunyuan had to order all cultivators to refine blood spirit pills. Blood essence pill is not really a kind of medicine pill, because the refining of blood pill does not require other ingredients, as long as the blood essence of demonic beasts is extracted and condensed into a pill. This blood spirit pill is an excellent food for feeding demonic beasts. At the same time, if the cultivator blood chi loses money, it can also be taken. The 3,000 cultivator stopped working and spent 3 days before the demonic beast's blood essence was completely refined. In addition to low-level demonic beasts, Qing Yunzong also killed more than 90 tier 3 demonic beasts and 5 tier 4 demonic beasts. The gain from slaying demonic beasts alone would probably not be less than 400,000 spirit stones, which can be regarded as making up for the loss of the previous charms. Moreover, this is not even the harvest of killing the green waterfowl. The value of the green waterfowl is really too great. The siege of Fanyu Mountain this time resulted in relatively few losses. The foundation building cultivator lost 18 people and the vein cultivator 200 people. Among them, most of the foundation building cultivators are just breakthrough foundation building first level cultivators, lacking magical item and no magical talisman for self-defense. In general, this attack on Fanyu Mountain is a big victory. What surprised everyone was that in Fanyu Mountain, in addition to the Fengwu stone mine, there were 3 5th-tier spiritual plants and 11 4th-tier spiritual plants. Among the 3 spiritual plants, there is a wooden baby fruit, which can help the cultivator condense the treasure of nascent soul. However, there are only 3 fruits on Mu Yingguo at the moment, and I am afraid it will take about 10 years to mature. But it seems that there should be a wooden baby fruit that has matured, but it has been picked. It should have been picked off by the Lihuo Brahma to help the Qing Zhao advance. As soon as he found Mu Yingguo, Zhou Zunyuan ordered people to place restrictions next to him, and no one was allowed to approach him. Although the other 2 5th-tier spiritual plants are equally precious, their value is far less precious than Mu Yingguo, which is enhanced by Mu Yingguo, but it is the background of Qingyunzong. 3 days after capturing Fanyu Mountain, Zuo Qianji returned, still holding a glazed horn away from the Huo Brahma bull in his hand. 38%. Chapter 229. Taking Thunder Tribulation Liquid. After a battle between Zuo Qianji and Lihuo Brahma, they finally cut off a horn of the Lihuo Brahma, but failed to kill it, and finally let it escape into the wild. In this regard, it is equivalent to leaving a hidden danger to the Azure Cloud sect. If the Lihuo Brahma gathers an army again in the future, it will be a huge hidden danger. But at that time, both Hu Weiwei and Zhou Zunyuan might form Gold Core, and the threat to Qingyunzong was not that great. When Zuo Qianji came back, the first thing he announced was to exchange the three-tailed fox's inner alchemy with Hu Weiwei, and the Qingjiao's inner alchemy with Zhou Zunyuan. The inner alchemy of the three-tailed fox needs 240,000 contribution points, and the inner alchemy of the Qingjiao needs 200,000 contribution points. The green flood dragon's inner pill was damaged, and Zhou Zunyuan needed some years of nurturing before it could be used as an outer pill. It happened that Zhou Zunyuan's cultivation base was only at the 8th level of Golden Core, and it was still a few years away from hitting Nascent Soul. Even Hu Weiwei, if he wants to use the three-tailed fox's inner alchemy breakthrough, I'm afraid he will have to grow up for 2 or 3 years. As for contribution points, the two have been performing missions in the Azure Cloud sect for many years, and Golden Core is also the longest. After many battles, they still have some wealth. But taking out these contribution points can be considered as taking out the two. Especially Hu Weiwei, she didn't have a fairy door with Bai. In order to exchange the three-tailed fox inner alchemy, she basically emptied the harvest in her storage bag, and only then exchanged for 240,000 contribution points. For Tier 5 demonic beasts, although Zhou Juntao, Tang Shike and others are tempted, they also know that it is impossible to compete for Hu Weiwei and Zhou Zunyuan. Not to mention Hu Weiwei's Golden Core cultivation base, no matter what Zhou Zunyuan's contribution to sect, these 200,000 spirit stones alone are not something they can get. Therefore, they turned their attention to the wood spirit fruit, which is not as expensive as demonic beast's inner alchemy, and its effectiveness is not as good as demonic beast's inner alchemy. But their prices are far less expensive than demonic beast's inner alchemy, and they are still within their range. For this, Lin Haoyang is actually not too worried. At the moment he is in Bai Qingyan's temporary immortal cave, and Lin Xuanlin is also here. Looking at Bai Qingyan's puzzled look, Lin Haoyang said, "Aren't you curious about why I was absent-minded on the battlefield? Now I will tell you the answer." Lin Haoyang had already placed a barrier in this temporary immortal cave. Even if it was Zuo Qianji, he couldn't detect what was going on inside without fully investigating it. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang patted his own dantian, and a jade bottle appeared in Lin Haoyang's hands. Seeing this, Bai Qingyan and Lin Xuanlin immediately changed their expressions, and their faces were surprised. It was the first time they saw the cultivator. Dantian could still store things. Even Lin Haoyang just learned that some extremely precious things can be stored in his dantian. Because of the jade fault, a small space appeared in Lin Haoyang's dantian, about 1 cubic meter in size. The breath in this small space is completely isolated from the outside world. Unless you can see through the people of Yuk, you will not be able to discover the existence of this small space. So far, even Zhanmeng's Hedao realm can't see through the jade fault, and naturally can't see what's hidden in this small space. It's just a pity for Lin Haoyang. This space is really too small and can only hold some small things. If this space is big enough, it's definitely a heaven-defying ability. You know, opening up the internal space is an exclusive ability that the Hedao realm can have, but the internal space they have opened up is much larger than his. Therefore, seeing such a scene in Lin Haoyang, the two people would be so surprised. Regarding this, Lin Haoyang made up a lie and fooled it, then held the jade bottle in his hand and said to the second woman, "This is a baby, don't let others know." Lin Xuanlin looked curious on her face and asked, "What makes it so mysterious?" Bai Qingyan also cast a curious look. It must be an amazing thing to make Lin Haoyang so solemn. Then, under the gaze of the second woman, Lin Haoyang opened the jade bottle containing thunder robbery liquid. Suddenly, an extremely strong spirit power rushed towards his face, and at the same time, every inch of flesh and blood in the three of them exuded a strong desire. Even if they only smelled a trace of breath, the three of them could feel a slight change in On's body. At this point, the two women's complexion changed drastically, and Bai Qingyan looked at Lin Haoyang with an incredible look. As a fourth-order pill refining teacher, he has far more knowledge of spiritual things in the world than Lin Xuanlin. Just when Lin Haoyang opened the jade bottle, Bai Qingyan felt that the effect of the contents of the jade bottle was very similar to the legendary Thunder Tribulation liquid. Reminiscing that Green Zhao didn't use Lei Jai to restore his body, Bai Qingyan was already 70-80% sure that the jade bottle contained Lei Jai. "Haoyang, isn't it really Lei Jai in this?" Bai Qingyan asked idiotically. A trace of surprise appeared on Lin Haoyang's face, but Bai Qingyan could not have guessed that it was Lei Jai. Seeing the expression on Lin Haoyang's face, Bai Qingyan already knew. I'm afraid it was true, but she really couldn't understand how Lin Haoyang got this thunder catastrophe liquid. Not to mention that if you want to get Lei Jia, you need to conceal Jia Yun, and besides, even if Jia Yun doesn't care about him, how could the Fifth Order Qing Zhao let him steal Lei Jia in front of him? What? The thunder tribulation liquid inside. How could this be possible? At this moment, Lin Xuanlin realized afterwards and was surprised. After being questioned by the second woman, Lin Haoyang told the second woman the process of stealing Lei Jia. However, in Lin Haoyang's description, Xiao Jinlong was not a Yuke's tool spirit, but a senior who was hiding in the dark. He wanted to use thunder tribulation liquid to heal his injuries, so he sent him some by the way. For a foundation-building cultivator like Lin Haoyang, the intentions of those high-rank cultivators are naturally unpredictable. It can only be said that Lin Haoyang's opportunity caused him to meet the senior. Seeing that the two women were skeptical, but the two women stopped asking more, they knew that they were at least fooling around now. Okay, you are finished asking, now I will give you Lei Jia, and you will refining it now. Lin Haoyang said. Now, Bai Qingyan said in surprise. Lin Haoyang nodded and said, now that Brahma Niu Mountain has been attacked, I am also going to return to Chenjiangya. Only if I refining the law for you, I can rest assured. After hearing this, the two girls stopped asking more questions, and sat down one after another. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang wiped his fingertips on the jade bottle, and 2 drops of lavender thunder robbery liquid floated out. It's starting, it may be a little painful, hold it back. Lin Haoyang said. The second woman nodded, indicating that she was ready. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang flicked his fingers, and 2 drops of lavender thunder robbery liquid flew towards one person, and finally landed on the eyebrows of Bai Qingyan and Lin Xuanlin respectively. As soon as Lei Jia touched the two people's eyebrows, it dissipated and rushed to the whole body of the two women. Suddenly, the two women only felt itchy, hot and painful everywhere in their bodies, but the cultivation base reached their level, and this feeling could still be suppressed forcibly. After the itching, the two women could clearly feel that their own physical strength increased significantly. At the same time, some of the injuries hidden in their bodies are quickly healing. In Lin Haoyang's view, after the two women's skin became visibly red, a strange spirit power rushed in their bodies, and then a large amount of black matter began to be eliminated. The refining of Lei Jia lasted a total of 3 days. Bai Qingyan refined 5 drops, and Lin Xuanlin's aptitude was weak, and in the end he only refined 3 drops. 3 days later, the second woman opened her eyes of surprise, only to see a thick layer of dirt. Ah, Haoyang, you go out, Xuanlin and I will take a bath first. Bai Qingyan said. Lin Haoyang was blasted out by the two girls as soon as he wanted to talk. Lin Haoyang had no choice but to wait outside the immortal cave for the two to take a bath before asking about the effect. 38%. Chapter 230. The Change of Qian Zongya. After half an hour, the two daughters Bai Qingyan and Lin Xuanlin opened immortal cave and let Lin Haoyang in. Seeing the second woman wash away the black dirt, her skin became more tender and smooth. Lin Haoyang's face was full of smiles. Seeing this, the two women all blushed, thinking that Lin Haoyang was the way they were before laughing. With Bai Qingyan's shy appearance, Lin Haoyang couldn't wait to hold it in her arms, but Lin Xuanlin was still here at the moment, so she wanted to restrain herself. How are you feeling? Lin Haoyang asked. After hesitating for a while, Bai Qingyan said. I feel that the power of own physical body is stronger. If I say that my physical power was 10,000 caddies before, then my current physical power is about 12,000. At the same time, I still feel the dark wounds in my body. All have been erased. The muscles and veins in the body have expanded a lot, and I feel that my spirit power can expand a bit. Bai Qingyan said. Lin Xuanlin listened to the side and said. My feelings are similar. Although this thunder tribulation liquid did not directly enhance my cultivation base, it has a lot of ascension for our qualifications. For us to attack the golden core, ascension is probably 100% sure. After hearing this, Lin Haoyang had a new understanding of the effects of Lei Jia. After all, his previous knowledge of Lei Jia only remained in rumors, and Xiao Jinlong did not tell him the direct use of Lei Jia. After he breaks through the golden core, it has a great effect on tempering the physical body. After that, Lin Haoyang chatted with the two again, and only then could he fully understand the effect of thunder tribulation liquid. Judging from the effect of the second daughter, the effect of thunder tribulation liquid is limited and cannot limit the ascension's physique. This is also why Bai Qingyan can refine 5 drops of thunder tribulation liquid, while Lin Xuanlin can only refine 3 drops. After that, Lin Haoyang and others stayed at Fanyu Mountain for another 3 days before returning to Chenjiangya with the team of the 4 coalition forces. Before leaving, Lin Haoyang used a jade bottle to fill the 2 of them with a drop of thunder tribulation liquid. This drop of thunder tribulation liquid was used for the 2 to recover their injuries when they were in danger. The effect of Lei Jai on wounds is probably no worse than that of Tier 4 top-grade medicine pill. In order to ensure that they are not found, 1 drop is the limit. After a month and a half, everyone returned to Chenjiangya, and Lin Qianlong immediately asked about the use of dragon blood fruit. There were 7 dragon blood fruits, 1 for each of the 3 golden cores at that time, and the remaining 4 were equally divided among the 4. Song Ziwen's dragon blood fruits had already been sent by Lin Qianlong. The Lin family still had 2 in their hands, 1 was for Lin Qianlong, and the other was naturally for Lin Haoyang. Although Lin Qianlong knew that dragon blood fruit was used for Ascension's fleshy body, specifically, I still need to ask Lin Haoyang. Finally, Lin Haoyang told everyone that this dragon blood fruit is simply to increase the physical power of the cultivator and has no other purpose. This made Ma Jingde and Lu Shiwen disappointed. It seemed that they were totally uninterested in the body cultivator set. Even Bai Zonkang was a little disappointed, but it was not so obvious. After all, when he reached the golden core, the power of the physical body began to appear, but for him, these were all secondary. Only Lin Qianlong was not very disappointed, but rather excited. Long ago, Lin Haoyang knew that Lin Qianlong was still obsessed with the power of the flesh. Seeing that Lu Shiwen and Ma Jing didn't have a cold with dragon blood fruit, Lin Haoyang proposed to buy the dragon blood fruit in their hands at the price of 6,000 spirit stones. However, Ma Jing refused Lin Haoyang's request, saying that he would try to attack Golden Core soon, and this dragon's blood fruit might have a little bit of foundation. Lu Shiwen directly agreed. She was not far from the 9th floor of the foundation building, but she wanted to exchange for the spiritual thing that helped Golden Core. She was still short of spirit stones, so she could only redeem them in exchange for some spirit stones. Seeing that Lu Shiwen was willing to sell, Lin Haoyang was immediately overjoyed. He bought 6,000 spirit stones from Lin's contribution points and took this dragon blood fruit into his hands. With the addition of 1 from the Lin family, Lin Haoyang now has 2 dragon blood fruits in his hand, and with the addition of thunder tribulation liquid, he doesn't know how his own physical power will be ascension by then. Back in the evening at Chenjiangya, Lin Haoyang called Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang into his own immortal cave. Lin Haoyang called the 2 to come over, just to divide some of the thunder tribulation liquid between the 2 families. Lin Haoyang spent a lot of time explaining the origin and usefulness of Lei Jai to the 2 of them. However, the thunder tribulation liquid in Lin Haoyang's hands was not infinite, and finally gave Bai Zonkang 15 drops and Lin Qianlong 22 drops. As soon as 30 drops of thunder tribulation liquid were gone, the thunder tribulation liquid in Lin Haoyang's hand was half gone. These thunder robbery liquids are not available to everyone, and the 2 patriarchs will allocate them according to their contributions and qualifications. Moreover, the foundation building cultivator, no matter what the reason, can only be exchanged for 1 drop, and the rest is for the 2 patriarchs. After solving the problem of Lei Jai, Lin Haoyang turned between Chenjiangya and Raihu again. It was discovered that Chenjiangya had begun to build various infrastructures, and even the 4th order earth fire room and pill refining room had already begun to be built. On the side of Sun Lake, the 4 spiritual cultivators have begun to develop spiritual fields, and they should be able to plant the first batch of spiritual rice this year. According to Lin Xuanlin's instructions when he left, 50 acres of spiritual fields were opened up a year, and with continuous accumulation, the final amount of spiritual fields that could be opened up by Sun Lake was about 3,000 acres. 3,000 acres of spiritual field is enough for 4 cultivators. In addition, some can be opened up in Chenjiangya, and the 4 alliances can even do business in Lingmi. However, it is a pity that the 4 cultivators are forbidden to set foot in Yuehu Lake because of the horror of ogre. Otherwise, the spiritual field that Yuehu Lake can open will not be less than that of Sun Lake. The mines on the barren hills have not yet been opened. After all, Chenjiangya now only has more than 600 condensed veins cultivators. The development of Chenjiangya and Raihu has already used a lot of manpower. To re-explore the minerals on the barren hills, the manpower is somewhat insufficient. The 4 coalition forces gained a firm foothold in Chenjiangya, and the patriarchs of the 4 families discussed and began to relocate the second group of people to open up more resources. In a short period of time, the four families seized a lot of resources near the four spiritual veins, so they all hoped to send people back to bring more people. Lin Haoyang wanted to take a second chance and try to attack Golden Core Realm with the help of the rich spiritual Qi and 9 Dragon Array in Lian Valley. In order not to attract the attention of others, Lin Haoyang decided to find Su Ling'er first to see if Chongshan Tower could obtain a spiritual object that could help Golden Core. Soon, before the people returning to Baixiang Mountain had set off, Lin Haoyang set off first and hurried to the boundary of the Chongshan Tower. In this battle, Chongshanlu's opponents were two Tier 5 demonic beasts, but with the cooperation of the two nascent soul cultivators, they didn't know what was going on. However, judging from the fact that Chongshan Tower was able to send 3 golden cores to help Qingyunzong last time, the battlefield of Zhongshan Tower is much easier than Qingyunzong. After another month's journey, Lin Haoyang finally came to the boundary of Chongshan Tower. Based on the last conversation with Su Ling'er, Lin Haoyang found a stronghold in Zhongshan Tower. But when she just arrived here, she found that there were basically no people here, only a few people were left to guard the base camp, and the 3 nascent souls had already set out to attack the Tier 5 spirit veins. Not long ago, Xian successfully gave birth to a baby, and soon after the successful birth, he rushed to the wild. There was an extra nascent soul cultivator, and the Chongshan Tower also had the idea of a 5th order spiritual vein. This time he was dispatched to prepare to win a 5th order spiritual vein. 39%. Chapter 231 2 Tier 5 Spirit Veins. Moreover, the appetite of Chongshan Tower is greater than that of Qingyun sect. Their goal this time is not 1, but 2 5th order spiritual veins. Lin Haoyang is no stranger to these 2 5th order spiritual veins. They are the mammoths and Polardo birds on the way to the Snake Mist Valley. Mammoths are inferior grades, while Polar Dodo has reached intermediate grades. Because of the extra 3-tailed fox before, they have not acted on the 2 spirit pulses. Now the 3-tailed fox is dead, and Fanyu Mountain has also been beaten down by Qingyunzong. Coupled with the successful promotion of Ziyan to nascent soul realm, they had no scruples and directly attacked the 2 spirit veins. Since Lin Haoyang wanted to go to the Chongshan Tower, and Lin Xiaowen had also worshipped Zheng Jicheng's door, he naturally wanted to help 1 or 2. So Lin Haoyang went straight to the lair of the 5th order mammoth. More than 20 days later, Lin Haoyang came to the mammoth's lair, but at this time Chongshan Tower had already taken the mammoth's lair, and the Chongshan Tower's cultivator moved into it. Lin Haoyang still admired the ability of the Chongshan Tower. After falling in the mammoth's lair, he learned that the army of the Chongshan Tower had already set off for Luofengling half a month ago. And Luofengling is the nest where Polar Dodo is located. Soon after the attack on the mammoths in the Chongshanlu, the mammoths could not support it, and took the remaining demonic beasts' army to take refuge in Polar Dodo. Lin Haoyang did not delay and set off again to Luofengling. After more than half a month, Lin Haoyang finally saw the army of Chongshan Tower. From a distance, compared to the Azure Cloud sect, the number of troops in the Chongshan Tower is not dominant, because the base camp of the Chongshan Tower is relatively far away, and it is impossible for them to mobilize too many cultivators. The existing 1,500 or so coagulation cultivators are still rogue cultivators gathered in the 3 Rogue Cultivators Alliance and Wangjizong in recent years. Only a few were cultivated by Pingyang City and Suqin in recent years. This part is responsible for handling confidential matters in the Chongshan Tower. In addition to this 1,500 cultivators, the number of foundation building cultivators is about 150, and the number of golden core cultivators has reached about 20. This amount of golden core has far surpassed the Azure Cloud sect. This is a matter of background. The 6th rank forces like Chongshan Tower have enough spiritual objects to help the cultivator breakthrough. Even treasures like 5 elements Yingguo have 2 plants in Chongshan Tower, so in terms of high-level combat power, it is not comparable to Qingyunzong. Soon, Lin Haoyang found the cultivator of Chongshan Tower, explained his intentions, and brought him to Su Ling'er. Compared with the previous time at Shuanglong Mountain, Su Ling'er's cultivation base has improved again and has reached the 3rd level of Golden Core. This speed made him stunned. Seeing Lin Haoyang, Su Ling'er joked, "Lin fellow Taoist, what is it for us to come to Zhongshan Tower this time?" Lin Haoyang smiled without concealing it, and plainly told Su Ling'er of his intention this time. Su Ling'er's eyes lit up after hearing this, and she looked at Lin Haoyang's cultivation base, nodded, and said, "Lin fellow Taoist spirit power is the only thing I have seen in my life, and the speed of cultivation base ascension has also made me admire." It seems that this breakthrough golden core, I am afraid the fellow Taoist has a full grasp. Lin Haoyang nodded. With the help of the 9-dragon array, he was 90% sure of the breakthrough golden core. This time I came here to cover people's eyes and ears, and not to expose the secret realm of the Buddha Xuandu Xuanzhenju and Lian Valley. Godfather. At this moment, a cordial call was remembered, and then, a Taoist shadow sword came. The person here was Lin Xiaowen, who came after receiving the news. The flying sword fell, and Lin Haoyang came to Lin Haoyang with a few steps, and hugged Lin Haoyang. Lin Xiaowen is not too young now, but every time she sees Lin Haoyang, she is like a child. Lin Xiaowen's body has grown up now, and if she holds it like this, Lin Haoyang has a slightly embarrassed look on her face. Well, it's all this big, I don't know if you are ashamed. Lin Haoyang said. Lin Xiaowen made a small mouth and made a grimace at Lin Haoyang, let go of Lin Haoyang's hand, and ran behind Su Ling'er. Obviously, when Lin Xiaowen grew up, she knew she was shy. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang felt relieved. With Su Ling'er's care, Lin Xiaowen's safety must be no problem. After a brief chat with the two of them, Su Ling'er took Lin Haoyang to Zheng Jicheng. In any case, Zheng Jicheng is now the highest command here. If Lin Haoyang wants to exchange the breakthrough golden core, he naturally needs to ask Zheng Jicheng's opinion. Zheng Jicheng has Lin Xiaowen's relationship, and Lin Haoyang also has a great kindness to Chongshan Tower. It is naturally not a problem to exchange for a breakthrough golden core. In the end, Zheng Jicheng gave Lin Haoyang a piece of red gold fire gall he had kept for a long time. This red gold fire gall was acquired by Zheng Jicheng in his early years. His disciples were not worthy of his attributes, so they stayed on him. Now Lin Haoyang asked for it, and he took it out. This red gold fire gall is suitable for people with golden fire attributes to cultivate, and Lin Haoyang's golden firewood 3 spiritual roots is just suitable. Finally, Lin Haoyang replaced it with 50,000 spirit stones. Originally, Zheng Jicheng wanted to give this piece of red gold fire gall directly to Lin Haoyang, but Lin Haoyang refused to accept it, and finally received it at the price of 50,000 spirit stones. Of course, this was a discount from Zheng Jicheng. According to the market price, the price of this red gold fire gall was about 60,000 spirit stones. In order to refine a few tier 4 magical items, Lin Haoyang's worth was completely wiped out. This time from Chenjiangya, he took 50,000 spirit stones from the Lin family's accounts, and borrowed 20,000 spirit stones from Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang. Only then did spirit stones pay the 50,000 spirit stones. After Lin Haoyang was exchanged for the red gold fiery gall, Zheng Jicheng returned to the battlefield. The battle situation in Luofengling had reached a white-hot stage, and he needed to preside over the overall situation. The demonic beasts on the periphery of Luofengling have been wiped out, and only mammoths and pelardos are left with more than a dozen tier 4 demonic beasts standing in Luofengling. Polardonia is a flying demonic beast, and its talented supernatural powers are also good at speed. It will take a while for Chongshan Tower to attack and fall to Fengling. In the end, Lin Haoyang stayed in Luofengling, and together with Su Ling'er, began to storm Luofengling. Originally, the Golden Core of Chongshan Tower didn't care about Lin Haoyang's help to such a foundation-building cultivator, but as Lin Haoyang displayed the methods, the Golden Core cultivator of Chongshan Tower also closed his mouth. On the battlefield of Fanyu Mountain, Lin Haoyang's poisonous tent did not exert its power, and when he arrived here, his left and right sides appeared. As soon as the poisonous tent came out, a large purple mist spread over the sky. This purple poison may have limited effect on tier 4 demonic beasts, but for low-level demonic beasts, it is absolutely deadly. Before Luofengling could not be attacked for a long time, there were too few cultivators for coagulation. Even if it had an advantage on Golden Core, in front of tens of thousands of low-level demonic beasts, the number of cultivators in Chongshan Tower was still less. But as soon as the poisonous tent came out, a large number of low-level demonic beasts couldn't hold it in an instant, and fell into the purple mist. Even some of the weaker tier 3 demonic beasts will be slowly worn to death by the poisonous mist. Finally, everyone in Zhongshan Tower heard that this magical item was made by Lin Haoyang himself, and everyone in Zhongshan Tower was even more surprised. Among these cultivators from Chongshan Tower, there is also a tier 4 top-grade refiner, but he thinks that in the foundation building realm, such a magical item cannot be created. Finally, where the poisonous fog passed, the low-level demonic beasts retreated one after another, and the defense line of the demonic beasts' army began to collapse. This angered Ji Doniao and actually killed Lin Haoyang himself. 39%. Chapter 232. Seeing the dodo bird killing himself, Lin Haoyang was very anxious. Even if he had some means, it would be like an egg hitting a rock against Tier 5 demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang hurriedly took back the poisonous account and quickly withdrew to the rear. But the speed of Tier 5 polar dodo was so fast that Lin Haoyang couldn't get rid of it at all. Seeing this, the golden cores of Chongshan Tower certainly couldn't let the polar dodo hurt Lin Haoyang. But the polar dodo seemed to be iron-hearted, and came straight to Lin Haoyang, regardless of the attacks on other people. Seeing that polar dodo was about to catch up with Lin Haoyang, Sulinger and Kan Xiaowen had their hearts hanging in their throats. At this moment, a whirlwind blew, and wind blades appeared one after another in the surrounding space. A purple long sword also pierced out from the side, and went straight to the wings of the polar dodo, and in front of the polar dodo, suddenly a big clock appeared, blocking the way of polar dodo. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang breathed a sigh of relief. Obviously, the 5 golden core cultivators of Chongshan Tower had started. Before, the polar dodo tortoise huddled on Luofengling, taking advantage of the demonic beast's own speed, could still entangle with the 3 of them, but now that they have left Luofengling, they have no advantage, so naturally it is difficult for them to be the 3 opponent. The surrounding wind blades were the first to kill the polar dodo bird, but when the polar dodo bird waved its wings, there were also wind blades flying out of those cyan wings, stopping Zheng Jicheng's wind blade. The 3 of them fought with polar dodo for a number of times, and they also had a great understanding of polar dodo's talents and supernatural powers, so they were not surprised at all. The wind blade was stopped, and the purple flying sword came to the side of the polar dodo again, and slashed towards the polar dodo's wings. The speed of the polar dodo is too fast. If you want to kill it, you must not let it escape, you can only break its wings first. But polar dodo seemed to have expected it a long time ago. When it turned, the cyan claws directly grabbed the purple flying sword. At this time, the big clock, who was staying not far in front of the polar dodo, suddenly remembered, and the ringing sound wave swayed and went straight to the polar dodo. Looking at this big clock, Lin Haoyang felt a sense of familiarity in his heart. Glancing at Sulinger, she understood where the familiarity of this big clock came from. Sulinger also had a big clock in her hand. It seemed that the owner of this big clock was Su Qin. Lin Haoyang was not far away. Although the big bell was not ringing at him, he still felt tingling in his ears and was upset. When he was upset, Lin Haoyang bit the tip of his tongue lightly, and only then did he wake up. Lin Haoyang wiped the cold sweat on his forehead. He didn't expect Su Qin's strength to be so terrifying. To say alive, the strength of that big clock was so terrifying. Lin Haoyang was only affected by the dispersal of the big bell sound wave, and the situation could only get worse when the polar dodo bird was hit by the big bell sound wave head-on. Fairy. Polar dodo has always been extremely afraid of the sound waves of the big bell, but the big clock is so heavy that it is impossible for the polar dodo to stand there and let the sound waves hit the bell. But today, because of Lin Haoyang's poisonous tent, the dodo feels threatened, and this threat is even to the point that the dodo will come out to take the risk and kill Lin Haoyang in person. Polar Donia can see the threat of the poisonous tent in Lin Haoyang's hands, and the 3 golden cores of Zheng Jicheng can naturally also see it. Therefore, from the moment Lin Haoyang took out the poisonous tent and began to fall into the army of demonic beasts, the 3 golden cores began to lay out. As long as the polar dodo dared to come out, it must have come and go. Sure enough, under Lin Haoyang's poisonous tent, the demonic beasts' army began to collapse. As long as the defense of the demonic beasts collapsed, the cultivator of the Chongshan Tower could kill Luofengling. At that time, the mammoth and polar dodo would have no place to turn around, either fleeing or dying under the cooperation of the 3 golden cores of Chongshan Tower. Polar dodo didn't want this to happen, so it only broke out of Luofengling, but it happened to be caught by the 3 golden core traps. Withstand the blow of a big clock at such a close distance, the polar dodo felt as if a sledgehammer hit its head. Directly let it bleed from its 7 orifices, its eyes were confused, and there were bells reverberating in its brain constantly. Zheng Jicheng and Xian will not let go of such a good opportunity. Behind the polar dodo, 2 wind blades suddenly flashed out, slashing directly on the polar dodo's wings. The wings of the polar dodo are special, surrounded by faint thunder and wind, which is very peculiar. Now that it is cut by 2 wind blades, it suddenly becomes sluggish. Zheng Jicheng was very careful. Even if he used the wind blade to chop the wings of the polar dodo bird, he would cut in from the root of the polar dodo bird's wings so as not to damage the wings. The two wind blades were cut down, and again, without any protection from the dodo, there was only a little muscle on the pair of wings. The intense pain caused the polar dodo to recover, but at this moment, the purple flying sword of Xian also took the opportunity to get rid of the polar dodo's claws, and directly cut the polar dodo's chest and abdomen with a sword. With such a sword, even if the polar dodo had returned to God, it would have no power to recover. Suddenly, Polar Dodo's eyes suddenly fell on Lin Haoyang's body, and boundless anger suddenly rose in his eyes. Polar Donia knew that he was going to die, but its hatred for Lin Haoyang was at its extreme. If it weren't for Lin Haoyang's poisonous tent, the two sides are still in a stalemate now, and it would not take such a risk and kill Luofengling alone. And all of this is because of Lin Haoyang, because of Lin Haoyang's illegal poison tent, so even if it dies, Lin Haoyang will be killed and ruined. Feeling the strong killing intent of the dodo bird, Lin Haoyang trembled all over, and glanced sadly at the poisonous tent in his hand. Apart from anything else, put it in your storage bag to avoid irritating the polar dodo again. But at this moment, the polar dodo opened its mouth and vomited, and a pumpkin-sized inner pill was spit out by it, and it went straight to Lin Haoyang. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang's expression changed wildly, and immediately turned around and fled. Seeing this, Su Qin hurriedly turned the big clock and buckled the inner alchemy of the polar dodo bird under the big clock. Dang, dang, dang. 3 consecutive bell ringing came from the big clock, and Su Qin's face turned white, and a mouthful of blood poured out in his chest. At this moment, Ziyan and Zheng Jicheng killed again. Under the combined strangulation of Feng Blade and Purple Flying Sword, Polar Dodo finally couldn't hold it and died in the hands of the two. As soon as the polar dodo died, the inner core of the polar dodo stopped. Soon, Su Qin took the clock back. Seeing that the dodo bird was cut off, and Su Qin took away the inner pill of the dodo bird, Lin Haoyang took a sip of water and relaxed. But the feeling of being stared at by demonic beasts of Tier 5 still left Lin Haoyang's heart lingering. At this moment, a brown figure rushed out of Luofengling, and the demonic beasts on Luofengling also scattered and fled. When Zheng Jicheng and Ziyan saw this, their faces suddenly turned black. Obviously, the Tier 5 mammoth on Luofengling saw the death of the dodo and knew that the situation was over, and immediately fled again. And before escaping, I didn't forget to let the demonic beasts on Luofengling scatter away. There are too few cultivators in Chongshan Tower. If these low-level demonic beasts are allowed to escape, then the harvest of Chongshan Tower will not be much. Moreover, if you want to take down the mammoth, Zheng Jicheng must take action. When the people in the Chongshan Tower are scattered and the mammoth kills the carbine, some of the Chongshan Tower cry. After weighing, Zheng Jicheng finally decided to let go of the 5th order mammoths, and cooperate with the cultivator of Chongshanlu to strangle the low-order demonic beasts. Although Su Qin was injured, he still had no problem dealing with these low-level demonic beasts. This chase lasted for a total of 3 days. With Luofengling as the center, within a radius of 300 miles, there was no demonic beasts to be seen again. 39%. Chapter 233 Return to Lian Valley. This was a big victory. Originally, of the 17 Tier 4 demonic beasts in Luofengling, 14 were killed, and 150 Tier 3 demonic beasts, and only more than 30 left. The low-level demonic beasts suffered heavy casualties under many high-rank human cultivators and even 3 golden core cultivators. In the end, it was cleared that about 14,000 demonic beasts died in the hands of the cultivator of Chongshanlu. After demonic beasts fled and dispersed, Lin Haoyang's poisonous tents were not so effective. Especially the poisonous tent's attack method, regardless of the enemy in us, made him useless. However, Lin Haoyang's contribution is still not small. After the hunt for demonic beasts, Zheng Jicheng rewarded Lin Haoyang with 3 Tier 4 demonic beasts materials to show his gratitude. Lin Haoyang didn't refuse either. If it weren't for refining too many Tier 4 magical items recently, he was a little tired. Otherwise, he really wants to refine these 3 demonic beasts materials directly into magical item, and then sell them. Lin Haoyang directly asked Zheng Jicheng to replace him with spirit stones. Zheng Jicheng didn't care, and directly converted the 3 demonic beasts materials into 15,000 spirit stones and gave Lin Haoyang. After Chongshan Tower occupied Luofengling, he had no further plans, and he was ready to develop first, and then make plans after stabilizing. And Lin Haoyang's purpose of coming here has also been achieved. He is ready to leave Yonggu. Before leaving, Lin Haoyang helped Lin Xiaowen absorb Thunder Tribulation Liquid. Although Lin Xiaowen is a different spiritual roots cultivator, cultivation base is still relatively weak, and finally only absorbed 3 drops of thunder tribulation liquid. Before leaving, he left a drop for him to save his life. At the same time, he warned Lin Xiaowen that even his master Zheng Jicheng could not tell about the existence of Lei Jai. Today, Lin Haoyang already has 55,000 spirit stones on him. In order to adapt to the 9 dragon formation, he still exchanged all of them into medium-grade spirit stones in the Chongshan Tower. At the same time, Lin Haoyang went to Su Ling'er, borrowed 20,000 spirit stones from her, and even went to Su Qin to exchange for a top-grade spirit stones. Su Qin heard that Lin Haoyang was in urgent need of spirit stones, so he paid for it out of his own pocket and borrowed 25,000 spirit stones from Lin Haoyang, so that the spirit stones on Lin Haoyang reached 100,000. After Zi Yan heard about it, she didn't lend him spirit stones. In order to break through nascent soul, she still owes a debt. Holding the 100,000 spirit stones in his hand, Lin Haoyang began to feel a little guilty. If he spent all the 100,000 spirit stones, how would he pay it back in the future? Although his breakthrough golden core does not require heaven and earth spiritual objects, the resources required for this are not a lot at all. Therefore, when Zheng Jicheng knew that Lin Haoyang was spirit stones and planned to lend him spirit stones to Lin Haoyang directly refused, and if he borrowed it again, he really couldn't afford it. As for the spirit stones of Su Qin and Su Ling'er, Lin Haoyang also plans to work on the Chongshan Tower for a few years to refine magical items after breaking through the golden core. After refining so many Tier 4 magical items, Lin Haoyang's refining technique has gone a step further, but because of his own cultivation base, he has not been able to break through the Tier 4 middle product. Therefore, after he thought about golden core, he went to attack the 4th order mid-level pill refining division. Lin Haoyang no longer delays, leaving Luofengling and heading straight back to Liangu. 2 months later, Lin Haoyang returned to Lian Valley. He didn't even return to Baixiang Mountain, but he didn't conceal the news of his return. The Lin family sent back to pick up the second batch of troops and has already set off. Lin Haoyang took the list. In addition to some Shantian cultivators, there are also some young cultivators. And Lin Juwu, whom Lin Haoyang paid attention to before, is also among them, and its cultivation base has also reached the 2nd floor of the veins. Compared to Lin Haoyang, he has only reached the 2nd level of coagulation at this age, which is indeed a bit weak. But for Lin Juwu, the 4 spiritual roots cultivator, this is not easy. You know, some 4 spiritual roots cultivators can only reach this level in their lifetime. Regarding this, Lin Haoyang couldn't help but want to see Lin Juwu again, to see how far his body cultivator cultivation was. I checked the situation of Lian Valley again and found that there are still a lot of young cultivators on Lian Valley, reaching more than 20. These cultivators were all born in Lian Valley, and they have a strong sense of belonging to Lian Valley, which Lin Haoyang really values is not. What he valued is the raising of people in Liangu. Perhaps because of the secret realm, the probability of spiritual roots appearing in the cultivator here is higher. Even Lin Haoyang wanted to move the family base camp to Lian Valley, but this matter should not be rushed for the time being. In case the secret realm is exposed, the gains outweigh the gains. After briefly explaining a few words, after dealing with some major events after the absence of the patriarch, Lin Haoyang announced closed-door training, which hit the Golden Core realm. The news that Lin Haoyang was about to attack Golden Core spread in the Lin family instantly, but he was soon blocked by Lin Xuanyu. Even ordered that the entire Lin family cannot discuss the impact of Lin Haoyang's closed-door training on the Golden Core. After all, the Lin family now only has 2 foundation building guards. If anyone comes to disturb Lin Haoyang, it would be bad. After Lin Xuanyu's severe blow, he severely punished several Lin cultivators who discussed Lin Haoyang's golden core. Lin Haoyang's golden core matter was like a stone sinking, and there was no more news. Moreover, Lin Xuanyu and Lin Xuanlu stayed behind the foundation building cultivator and quietly rushed to Lian Valley to secretly guard Lin Haoyang's golden core. Naturally, Lin Haoyang didn't know about these things. He wanted to close door training and didn't disclose the secret realm, so he didn't say anything. If someone had bad thoughts and wanted to destroy Lin Haoyang's golden core, and when they came to Lian Valley, they found that there was no Lin Haoyang in Lian Valley, which would make others suspicious. If a visitor finds that Lin Xuanyu and Lin Xuanlu are guarding in the dark, he will naturally have to weigh and plan again. This is what the clansmen will selflessly consider for you, and this is also the reason why Lin Haoyang is willing to selflessly devote thunder tribulation liquid for the clansmen. This kind of 5th order spiritual liquid, He didn't even ask for a trace of spirit stones, so he divided most of it, which is impossible to see in rogue cultivators and sect. This is also the reason why the Lin Family Club has developed so quickly. After announcing closed-door training, Lin Haoyang planted restrictions in the Immortal Cave to the north, making everyone think that he was breakthrough in closed-door training. However, only the Rainbow Trout Sea Bream knew that Lin Haoyang went to the secret realm underwater. After arriving in the secret realm, Lin Haoyang came directly to the front of the 9 Dragons array. He just wanted to use the 9 Dragons array to break through the golden core. At this time, the little golden dragon in Lin Haoyang's dantian also regained consciousness, because there was no one else here, and the little golden dragon appeared directly outside of Lin Haoyang's body. After stealing Thunder Tribulation liquid last time, this was Lin Haoyang goodbye to Xiao Jinlong. Lin Haoyang looked left and looked again, and found that Xiao Jinlong had not changed much from before. Xiaojin, drink so many Thunder Tribulation, and you don't see any changes. Lin Haoyang said. Xiao Jinlong was a little uncomfortable being stared at by Lin Haoyang, and then he explained. I stole Thunder Tribulation liquid, not for me, but to Feng Ling. Feng Ling sleeps deeper than me, and I can't find the wind pulse for him to absorb, so I had to get some Thunder Tribulation liquid for her. I hope she recovery is faster. Lin Haoyang's expression changed when he heard this, and said. Is it useful? I still have some here, don't you see enough? Little Jinlong shook his head and said. The quality of Tier 5 demonic beasts transcends tribulation is too low to awaken Feng Ling. If there is a Tier 6 demonic beasts transcends tribulation, it may be effective. Hearing the words demonic beasts of the 6th order, Lin Haoyang's face suddenly turned black. When he met demonic beasts of the 6th order, he might even be too thin for others. 39%. Chapter 234 Condensed Spirit Power C. Don't worry, with me, you will have no problem with birthing babies or even transforming gods in the future, but if you want to break through the realm of the realm, you must wake up Feng Ling. Feng Ling and I teach you the knowledge of cultivation technique and the other teach you actual combat. Only when she is there can you ascension own cultivation base as fast as possible. The sooner Feng Ling wakes up, the more help it will be to you. Little Jinlong said. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang frowned. It was the first time he heard Xiao Jinlong mention their respective responsibilities. According to Xiao Jinlong, the two of them are in charge of different responsibilities, and the responsibilities of the two spirits are like cultivating a person, wanting to cultivate a certain person and make it grow into an extremely powerful person. Why do you do this? Lin Haoyang asked. When asked by Lin Haoyang, Xiao Jinlong fell into a deep memory. After thinking for a while, he said. A long time ago, our master felt that the heavenly tribulation was brewing. In order to preserve a kind of fire, it would not make people extinct, or in other words, would not make his ethnic group and civilization extinct. He began to prepare with 2 hands. One was to migrate the tribe, and the other was to imprint and re-engrave the knowledge of the entire tribe. Feng Ling and I were the inheritors of this knowledge, and the master called us fire. But to open that knowledge brand, you need to have a certain amount of strength. Quote. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang's heart was shocked. If what the little golden dragon said was true, then the human race in their world had migrated from the former owner of the little golden dragon. What kind of heavenly tribulation is that can make such characters feel desperate, so that they can only migrate to the tribe, and even create a kind of civilization? The amount of information in this news is so large that Lin Haoyang couldn't accept it for a while. After a while, Lin Haoyang suppressed the horror in his heart and asked again. Then what realm do you mean by cultivation base? Red Fairy, Xiao Jinlong said without hesitation. The corners of Lin Haoyang's mouth twitched unconsciously. Red Fairy. Although Lin Haoyang didn't know which realm it was, it had a fairy character, which was definitely too strong to imagine. Just when Lin Haoyang was speechless, little Jinlong spoke again. Because the uke was damaged before, some of the restrictions in it were also severely damaged, and all realms have been reduced. Lin Haoyang's eyes lit up again, which indicated that there was a play, and then cast an inquiring look at Xiao Jinlong. Probably the pinnacle of Hedao realm, I can barely open a part of the seal. Xiao Jinlong said. Hearing this, Lin Haoyang twitched the corners of his mouth again, flicked his sleeves, and walked straight to the 9 dragons formation. The pinnacle of the human race is the strongest existence of their human race. It is said that there is no more than one strong person of the human race on the peak of the human race. The Mu Zuzi I saw in Shuyang Mountain was only in the early stage of Hedao stage. Lin Haoyang wanted to cultivate to the peak of Hidao stage, but he didn't know how many years it would take. Although Lin Haoyang had a look of disbelief on his face, there was a voice in his heart asking himself, Hidao Jing, is he really hopeful? At this time, the little golden dragon flew over and said to Lin Haoyang, if it is an ordinary person, with the qualifications of 3 spiritual roots, even if it is a resource pile, it is impossible to cultivate to realm. But you have S, and you have the realm of the Buddha. For a while, Lin Haoyang became interested in the origins of the Buddha Zan Junwei. He had previously felt that the Buddha Zan Junwei Bufan, but Xiao Jinlong never informed him of his origin. Futu Xuanjun is sure there is nothing secretive? Lin Haoyang asked. Little Jinlong nodded and said, this is natural, the Buddha Xuanjun Ju was created by my master, and its rank, because some memories are still sealed, and I don't know the specifics, but it must be far more than the Red Immortal. Moreover, this cultivation technique has a characteristic, it does not pay much attention to a person's aptitude, but pays more attention to a person's perseverance and perseverance. All Buddha's profound truth is definitely a cultivation technique with double rests. The golden core is his bottom line. When you break through the golden core and open the second layer of the Buddha's profound judgment, you will begin the formal law and body double break. Quote. Hearing this, Lin Haoyang suddenly felt a sudden change in his heart. Body cultivators consume resources like that. In the future, if he let his law and body rest on weekends, there would be so many resources for him to cultivate. But when I thought about it, Lin Haoyang felt relieved again. He is the qualification of the 3 spiritual roots. Because of the reason of the Buddha Xuanjun Ju, the cultivation speed is not slower than the different spiritual roots cultivator. This is already a great fortune. As for the resources needed for cultivation, now that the wild war starts, the most indispensable is the resources. Dharma body double breaks or Dharma body double breaks. Only in this way can he have the opportunity to compete with the seeds of the 6th rank forces. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang's doubts on Dao heart were resolved, and his spirit was adjusted to the best condition. He glanced at Xiao Jinlong and said, okay, let's start cultivation. How can I expand Qi Si to the limit now? During the Qingyun sect, Lin Haoyang's cultivation base had reached the late stage of the 9th floor of the foundation building, which was only a short distance from the foundation building's Zochan. On the way to the Chongshan Tower, after a long delay, Lin Haoyang was on the road while cultivating, and the cultivation base had reached the peak of the foundation building. The sea of spirit power in the body has expanded by 22% compared to the time in Shuanglong Mountain. At this point, Lin Haoyang has expanded beyond expansion, and even if he absorbs spirit power into his body, it will dissipate. However, Xiao Jinlong said that if you don't want to rely on the golden core, then you must rely on the 9 dragon array to expand the sea of spirit power to 30%. In other words, to the extent of Lin Haoyang's current spirit power sea, it will be expanded again by 80%. Lin Haoyang's sea of spirit power was originally much more powerful than ordinary people. In terms of the total amount of spirit power, Lin Haoyang now can be similar to the golden core cultivator on the 2nd floor of golden core. Such a huge amount of spirit power needs to be expanded, and the required power is naturally terrifying to unimaginable. Had it not been for the discovery of the 9 dragons formation, the little golden dragon might have let Lin Haoyang use the treasure of genius. Perhaps Lin Haoyang had broken through with the scarlet gold blaze in his hand. Lin Haoyang also knows that a cultivator that doesn't use breakthroughs from foreign objects will surely far exceed the same rank in strength. Just like Lin Haoyang, when he broke through the foundation building, he did not rely on the foundation building Dan. Therefore, his strength in the foundation building, even if he did not rely on the suppression of the magical item, few people of the same rank could beat him. Soon, Xiao Jinlong told Lin Haoyang the principle of using the 9 dragon array to expand the spirit sea. After listening, Lin Haoyang probably understood that the principle of using the 9 dragon array to expand the Linghai is similar to that of a bottle originally filled with water. If you want to fill more water, you can only expand the bottle and fill it with water. Lin Haoyang, with the help of the 9 dragon array, is to increase his own bearing capacity. After understanding the principle, Lin Haoyang didn't rush, and immediately took out 9 middle-grade spirit stones, and with a flick, the 9 middle-grade spirit stones landed on the center of the eyebrows of the dragon's head. After that, the little golden dragon flew over Lin Haoyang's head, and 9 golden threads appeared in his hand, which drove into the 9 stone dragon pillars. Suddenly, the rune on the Judao Shalong lights up quickly, and inadvertently, the Judao Shalong has the meaning of worshipping the little golden dragon. Lin Haoyang felt a huge pressure hit all over his body, and this pressure fell on Lin Haoyang, who was instantly pressed to the ground. The 4 stone dragon pillars were lit, and the pressure had reached 20,000 caddies. Don't be so cruel as soon as you come. 39%. Chapter 235 Preliminary Compression. However, after experiencing the baptism of the colorful good fortune dew, coupled with the continuous tempering of the special spirit power of the Buddha Zan Junwei day and night, Lin Haoyang's body has reached an extremely strong level. Compared with the previous 6th rank power seeds, Lin Haoyang is not weak at all now. In the past, those seeds of the 6th rank forces could step on the 7th stone bridge, and their physical strength had almost reached about 20,000 caddies. However, they can have such a powerful physique, and there is no lack of cultivation that has paid attention to the physical body from the beginning of cultivation. At the same time, sex funding is also one of their capital. Today, Lin Haoyang has reached this level with the strength of one person. If he let the seeds of the 6th rank power know, he would dare to be extremely surprised. If they are alone, it is difficult for them to reach that level. What Lin Haoyang wanted to do now was to break this limit and surpass the force of 20,000 caddies. Xiao Jinlong once said that this 9-dragon array was the place where the immortal world exercised physical power in the past. The most terrifying body cultivator can even open the 9 dragon pillars and reach a terrifying power of 45,000 kilograms in the foundation building realm. That's just an extreme. Those cultivators with less talents will not be able to condense gold core for a lifetime. There is a legend that after being able to withstand the pressure of the 9 dragon stone pillars, they can forcefully knead the sea of spirit power into gold core with pure strength. However, this extreme is not suitable for Lin Haoyang. He does not need to use this extreme power to rub the sea of own spirit power into gold core. What he wants is to use this ultimate power to expand the sea of own spirit power by 80%, and then break through the golden core in one fell swoop. Under the control of Xiao Jinlong, 4 stone dragon pillars lit up, and Lin Haoyang was pressed from all directions with a pressure of 20,000 jin. At the beginning, after Lin Haoyang complained, he began to adapt to the terrifying pressure. Under this pressure, Lin Haoyang could feel that he was like a piece of steel that had been tempered and tempered, becoming more resilient. The spirit power in his body also showed signs of growth. Lin Haoyang felt fierce in his heart, and directly under the pressure of 20,000 caddies, he sat down in the lotus position and started to spin up the floating 2 Zan Zhen Ju. At this moment, Lin Haoyang felt that the Buddha Zan Zhen decided to operate extremely smoothly, quickly. The spirit power here is no less than the 6th order spiritual vein. Lin Haoyang didn't worry about the lack of spirit power. Under Lin Haoyang's crazy operation, a large stock of spirit power poured into Lin Haoyang's body. Then, after filtering by the Buddha Zan Junwei, these spirit powers with no attributes are transformed into the unique spirit power of the Black Buddha Zan Junwei. However, at this moment, the sea of spirit power in Lin Haoyang's body has expanded to its limit, and these transformed black spirit power gushes out of Lin Haoyang's body. It's like continuing to fill a bottle full of water, then the water will only spill out. Feeling the black spirit power pouring out of his own body, Lin Haoyang frowned, knowing that the pressure he was under was not enough. Lin Haoyang was fierce in his heart, and said to Xiao Jinlong, "Xiaojin, open the 5th stone dragon pillar." Xiaojin smiled, and the dragon claws in his hand circled, and the magic talisman on the 5th one gradually lit up. This time the rune did not directly light up, but gradually lighted up from the tail of Shilong. The pressure Lin Haoyang felt was also gradually increasing. When the runes on the dragon's tail were all lit up, Lin Haoyang felt that the pressure on his body had reached 22,000 caddies. Such pressure has reached Lin Haoyang's limit, and even the bones of his whole body began to tremble at this moment. The muscles of the whole body are also extremely compressed, and it is extremely difficult to move one or two. Despite this, Lin Haoyang still did not stop urging the Buddha's Xuanzhen Ju. The large stock of spirit power continued to merge into Lin Haoyang's dantian, and then after Lin Haoyang's purification and filtration, it turned into black and then spewed out of Lin Haoyang's body. In this continuous cycle, Lin Haoyang discovered that the black spirit power that had been absorbed and upgraded by him would stay in his body after it was absorbed into the body again. However, this amount is small, which means that this method is indeed feasible. With joy, Lin Haoyang shouted to Xiao Jinlong, "Increase your strength." Seeing that Lin Haoyang had already realized the benefits of the formation of the 9 dragons formation, Xiao Jinlong grinned, and he took pains to persuade Lin Haoyang to make a breakthrough. "Good, but your spirit stones will be used up soon. You need to refill the spirit stones." Little Golden Dragon. When Lin Haoyang heard this, Dao's heart was almost unstable, and he fell into that wonderful state. How long has passed since the 9 spirit stones have been consumed? If it continues to be consumed at this rate, I am afraid that the 100,000 spirit stones he prepared will not last for 3 days. But this thought only flashed by. Grabbing at his waist, a storage bag was thrown out by Lin Haoyang, and what was in it was Lin Haoyang's 100,000 spirit stones prepared for this trip. Lin Haoyang directly gave 100,000 spirit stones to Little Golden Dragon, which is enough to see that Lin Haoyang is determined to break through the Golden Core realm this time. Seeing that Lin Haoyang was not greedy for spirit stones, Xiao Jinlong showed a look of relief on his face, then grabbed it in the storage bag, and another 9 medium-grade spirit stones shot out and went straight to the center of Zhulong's eyebrows. Then the Little Golden Dragon urged the printing method, and the rune on the 5th stone dragon continued to light up, gradually spreading to the waist of the stone dragon. As the rune lights up more, Lin Haoyang only feels that his whole body is like a mountain pressing on top, and even breathing becomes difficult. At the time when this pressure broke through 22,000 caddies, Lin Haoyang was originally just a growing cultivation base, and now it has begun to grow rapidly. In between, the black spirit power around Lin Haoyang began to swarm into Lin Haoyang's body. These black spirit power, after being refined, once again entered Lin Haoyang's body. It was directly integrated into Lin Haoyang's spirit power C. This process lasted for a stick of incense. After Lin Haoyang's black spirit power was completely absorbed, Lin Haoyang's cultivation base stopped growing again. At this moment, Lin Haoyang's sea of spirit power had expanded by 24%, and Lin Haoyang was only 0.6% short of Lin Haoyang's limit. At this time, Lin Haoyang's pressure also reached 24 kilograms, and the terrifying pressure made Lin Haoyang's body begin to deform. Take out 3 drops of thunder tribulation liquid and swallow them directly. Xiao Jinlong's voice suddenly sounded. Regarding this, Lin Haoyang did not hesitate at all, but sank into his own dantian and took out 3 drops of thunder tribulation liquid. The thunder robbery liquid flew out of Lin Haoyang's body, and immediately fell under the pressure of this fear. The little golden dragon flicked the dragon's tail, and an invisible air current swept 3 drops of thunder robbery liquid toward Lin Haoyang's mouth. Lin Haoyang opened his mouth with difficulty, and 3 drops of thunder robbery liquid were delivered into Lin Haoyang's mouth. Lei Jie entered Lin Haoyang's body and instantly turned into a wonderful energy, rushing to Lin Haoyang's limbs. Under the pressure of thunder tribulation liquid and this horror, Lin Haoyang's physique was rapidly ascension, some black impurities gushing out of Lin Haoyang's body. This process lasted for half an hour. When the pressure dissipated, Lin Haoyang collapsed in the center of the 9 dragon formation, covered in a thin layer of black impurities. 39%. Chapter 236 Spirit Power Consummation. It took a long time for Lin Haoyang to recover. The pressure he was under was too great, even suppressing it to the point where he couldn't speak. But under this immense pressure, coupled with the effect of 3 drops of thunder tribulation liquid, Lin Haoyang's physique had a great ascension, and even the impurities in his body were forced out a little. This cultivation method of expelling impurities from the body is extremely beneficial to people. Too many impurities in the cultivator will lower the absorption and affinity for spirit power, which is not easy for cultivation. So far, Lin Haoyang's impurities have been excreted several times. With the colorful good fortune dew, Xichao, and the 9 dragon array, Lin Haoyang's impurities are far less than the same ranked cultivator. Less impurities in the body is also one of the reasons for Lin Haoyang's fast cultivation speed. After resting for more than half an hour, Lin Haoyang felt that he had recovered some strength, and Lin Haoyang did not hesitate to take out some Tier 4 demonic beasts directly for consumption. The meat of Tier 4 demonic beasts is rich in spirit power and nutrition, which is extremely effective for the cultivator to restore physical strength. After capturing Tier 4 spirit veins last time, Lin Haoyang collected a lot of Tier 4 demonic beasts to carry around in case of emergency. In the past half an hour, Lin Haoyang ate a lot of Tier 4 demonic beasts, and only then did he feel that he had recovered most of his strength, but the feeling of muscle soreness still existed. Xiaojin, it's okay for me to start using thunder tribulation liquid now. Will it not be enough by the time Golden Core? Lin Haoyang asked. Xiaojin is not a body of flesh and blood, and is not interested in Lin Haoyang's Tier 4 demonic beasts meat. While Lin Haoyang was eating meat, Xiaojin kept watching. Now Lin Haoyang asked. Xiaojin replied. It doesn't matter, it's time to temper your body sooner or later. It doesn't matter if you take the first step, or even better. Otherwise, you want to expand the sea of spirit power by 30% without the help of external force, which is almost impossible. The power of 24,000 caddies is already your limit. If you don't use Thunder Tribulation Liquid to strengthen and repair your physical body, then you can only use time to grind it, and you can reach 30,000 caddies in 10 or 20 years of cultivation power, but you will definitely not choose this method. Quote. Lin Haoyang nodded. He really didn't have so much time to waste. Now that the wasteland reclamation season has begun, he must ascension own strength as soon as possible, otherwise how to fight for opportunities. Seeing this, Xiao Jinlong continued. In that case, use Lei Jai and 9 Dragon Array to cultivate at the same time every day until you are exhausted. 10 days later, Lin Haoyang was exhausted again in the Kowloon formation. This time, Lin Haoyang went into a coma. I saw that the 6th stone dragon pillar around the 9 dragon array had been lighted up, and the rune had reached the waist of the stone dragon. Not long ago, Lin Haoyang succeeded in raising his power ascension to 28,000 caddies. This power had reached Lin Haoyang's limit, and Lei Jai had no effect on him. But Lin Haoyang didn't give up, and wanted to hit the force of 29,000. In the end, this pressure exceeded Lin Haoyang's limit, and Lin Haoyang fell into a coma in the 9 dragons formation. It took a long time for Lin Haoyang to wake up from a coma. The little golden dragon coiled around a stone pillar, looking at Lin Haoyang's pale face, and said, Thunder Tribulation Liquid has developed resistance to you, and you can no longer strengthen your physical body, unless you find a higher rank Thunder Tribulation Liquid. When Lin Haoyang heard this, a wry smile appeared on his face. He also felt that the Thunder Tribulation Liquid had begun to fail, so he took the risk to see if it could reach the level of 29,000 Jin. But judging from the facts, in a category far beyond one's own capacity, even if the will is firm, sometimes it doesn't work. However, Lin Haoyang was not discouraged either. Although Lei Jai lost its effectiveness, he still had 2 dragon blood fruits, which should help him successfully reach a huge force of 30,000 caddies. But this time Lin Haoyang didn't want to try immediately. Instead, he decided to rest for 3 days. After he fully recovered, he would try again. Xiaojin, how many are left of my spirit stones? Lin Haoyang asked. 30,000. Hearing this number, Lin Haoyang almost fainted again. In the past 10 days, he had consumed 70,000 spirit stones. This level of consumption might not even be able to bear the Azure Cloud sect. Then these 30,000 spirit stones are enough for my breakthrough? Lin Haoyang asked. Somehow, Lin Haoyang even had the illusion that these 30,000 spirit stones were not enough. Xiao Jinlong calculated it aside and said, probably enough, but it depends on you. If you can't, then these 30,000 spirit stones are not enough. Lin Haoyang heard this and said, if it doesn't work, it's okay, how can a man say no? 3 days later, Lin Haoyang started a new round of cultivation. In Lin Haoyang's Dantian, there are about 10 drops of Thunder Tribulation Liquid, but these Thunder Tribulation Liquid is no longer useful for Lin Haoyang's physical fitness, and can only be used as a healing medicine in the future. Lin Haoyang came to the 9 dragons formation again. This time, Lin Haoyang would directly hit 30,000 caddies, and by the way, expand the sea of spirit power in his body to the limit. As in the past, Lin Haoyang first endured the ultimate pressure of 28,000 caddies in the Kowloon formation, so that the surrounding spirit power could be transformed into a black spirit power, preparing for the growth of the spirit power behind him. This time, Lin Haoyang made up his mind to directly impact the power of 30,000 caddies, so Lin Haoyang directly spent 10,000 spirit power to assimilate the surrounding spirit power. After the spirit power around the 9 dragon array was assimilated into black, Lin Haoyang slapped his storage bag, and 2 dragon blood fruits appeared in Lin Haoyang's hands. Seeing this, Xiao Jinlong knew that Lin Haoyang was ready to start the final impact, so he no longer hesitated, and hurriedly urged the rune on the 6th stone pillar to spread towards Shalong's neck. Lin Haoyang felt the surrounding pressure increase again and swallowed 2 dragon blood fruits directly into his abdomen without hesitation. Dragon's blood fruit is fierce, and it is also considered the best among tier 4 middle grade elixir. Lin Haoyang now needs a strong medicine, so Lin Haoyang swallowed 2 dragon's blood fruits at once. The dragon blood fruit was not delicious, and the bitterness instantly filled Lin Haoyang's mouth. Lin Haoyang was still strong and swallowed it into his abdomen. As soon as the 2 dragon blood fruits entered Lin Haoyang's body, frantic energy began to rush in Lin Haoyang's body. This energy was too huge, still far beyond the limit Lin Haoyang could bear, and immediately surged out of Lin Haoyang's body. At this time, the little golden dragon urged the 9-dragon array to light up the rune at the neck of the 6th stone dragon pillar. In other words, in the 9 dragons formation, the pressure at this moment has exceeded 29,000 catties. Under internal and external pressure, Lin Haoyang felt that he was about to explode, but the two pressures suddenly formed a wonderful balance. The pressure of the dragon blood fruit could not be released, and it spread directly in Lin Haoyang's body, continuously strengthening Lin Haoyang's physical strength, and his cultivation base also loosened again. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang was overjoyed and hurriedly ran the Buddha Xuanzhenju, absorbing the black spirit power around him. This process lasted about an hour, and the rune of the 6th stone dragon was all lit up, and the power of the 2 dragon blood fruits in his body was also exhausted and lost its effectiveness. At this time, Lin Haoyang became anxious. The sea of his spirit power had expanded, but the surrounding black spirit power had been completely absorbed, and the spirit power was insufficient. At this moment, a piece of high-grade spirit stones flew to Lin Haoyang's dantian, and then a dragon claw came. With a light press, the top-grade spirit stones blended directly into Lin Haoyang's dantian, and fell into Lin Haoyang's spirit power sea. The already viscous sea of spirit power directly involved the top-grade spirit stones into the sea of spirit power. In just an instant, the top-grade spirit stones melted away and turned into a huge spirit power. This influx of spirit power made up for Lin Haoyang's lack of spirit power. With the integration of the top-grade spirit stones, Lin Haoyang's sea of spirit power has finally reached its limit. Lin Haoyang finally reached the spiritual power limit of the foundation building realm. The next step is to turn the spirit power into a gold core and break through the golden core realm. 40%. Chapter 237 Big Gold Core. Now that the sea of spirit power in Lin Haoyang's body has expanded to its limit, it can no longer expand at all, so next, Lin Haoyang is about to prepare to break through golden core realm. The previous efforts have not only expanded Lin Haoyang's spirit power sea to the limit, but also his spirit power in the spirit power sea has also been thickened to the limit. This effect is equivalent to using the genius Dao to help condense spirit power. The next step is to condense the gold core process. However, Lin Haoyang was not in a hurry. When the pressure of 30,000 catties was hit just now, he consumed a lot of energy and needed a period of training. After half a month, Lin Haoyang finally adjusted his own state to the best, ready to start breakthrough golden core realm. The breakthrough golden core does not need the help of the 9-dragon array, so Xiao Jinlong did not come out this time. But Lin Haoyang is used to sitting in the Kowloon formation, so this time he break through golden core, he is also in the Kowloon formation. Lin Haoyang climbed west to sit, sinking his own divine sense into dantian, and the turbulent spirit power sea in between became extremely calm, and the thick spirit power seemed like a substance. Lin Haoyang sits in the lotus position above the sea of spirit power, still running the Buddha Xuanzhenju. After these few days of painstaking cultivation, Lin Haoyang can feel the second level of the Buddha Xuanzhenju. He was only a trace. As Lin Haoyang continued to run the Buddha Xuanzhenju, Lin Haoyang once again showed black spirit power all over his body, and even behind Lin Haoyang, an illusory pagoda began to appear. The pagoda has 7 layers, and the whole body is black, but between each layer, there is blood red looming. As soon as the phantom of the pagoda appears, the secret realm space trembles slightly, as if it can't bear the terrifying pressure. The appearance of this pagoda caused UK to tremble. The little golden dragon who was originally just watching also showed excitement. It did not expect that Lin Haoyang would be able to cast out the phantom of the pagoda. Lin Haoyang was immersed in a wonderful state at this moment. He felt that his spirit power was operating smoothly as never before, and even the sea of his own spirit power became more intimate with him. Suddenly, the pagoda behind Lin Haoyang trembled slightly. Lin Haoyang's divine sense phantom suddenly widened his eyes, and then his face showed ecstasy. Just now, he felt that the second level of the Buddha's Xuanzhenju had broken through. With this light tremor, the originally calm sea of spirit power began to sway violently, and without Lin Haoyang's control, the sea of spirit power actually flowed backwards. The divine sense who went straight to Lin Haoyang came from the phantom. Lin Haoyang, seeing this, forcibly held back the ecstasy in his heart. Hand seals with both hands, start to condense these spirit power and turn it into gold core. Unconsciously, a trace of blood red began to appear in Lin Haoyang's black spirit power. Just when the Buddha Xuanzhen made a soft tremor, among the endless starry sky, among a red star, one of them had white hair and beard, and the old man suddenly opened his eyes with one arm and one leg. In the muddy eyes, it was difficult to hide the excitement, and he trembled. Our clan is not yet extinct. Not yet extinct. Ha. Ha ha. As the old man laughed wildly, the red star also began to tremble, as if he couldn't bear the old man's emotions. 3 months later, Lin Haoyang had already condensed more than half of the sea of own spirit power, but looking at the gold core in front of him, Lin Haoyang felt a little confused. Others' gold core is the size of a golden fist, but his gold core is mainly black, with only a little golden texture. What makes Lin Haoyang even more unsure is that Lin Haoyang's gold core is not only the size of a fist, but now that he has condensed a 3/4 sea of spirit power, Lin Haoyang's gold core is almost the size of a human head. According to Lin Haoyang's estimation, if he waits for him to fully condense the gold core, I am afraid that the size of the gold core will definitely be the size of a human head. After another 2 months, Lin Haoyang finally condensed all spirit power in the sea of spirit power into gold core. When the gold core was completely condensed, the spirit power next to Lin Haoyang suddenly rushed towards Lin Haoyang. Before, the sea of spirit power in Lin Haoyang's body reached its limit, unable to absorb the spirit power between heaven and earth. But now with breakthrough golden core, the Buddha Xuanzhen in his body will automatically revolve, beginning to absorb the spirit power between heaven and earth, and the speed is more than 3 times the previous one. These heaven and earth spirit powers absorbed by Lin Haoyang still have to be filtered by the Buddha's profound reality and finally incorporated into Lin Haoyang's gold core. At the same time, a golden core power spread out from Lin Haoyang's body. If Lin Qianlong were here, he would be dumbfounded. Lin Haoyang has just entered golden core, and his power seems to be no weaker than him. However, Lin Haoyang looked sad when he looked at his gold core in Dantian. Why is his gold core different from others? Will it be flawed? After long thinking to no avail, Lin Haoyang stopped thinking, no longer paying attention to the inner alchemy, and began to study the breakthrough of the second level of the Buddha Xuanzhen Ju. Lin Haoyang has been cultivating for many years, and his progress has been slow. This time, golden core, he finally opened the second level of the Buddha. Just when Lin Haoyang began to study the second layer of the Buddha's profound true Ju, he found that there was something more in his own mind. Breaking through to golden core, Lin Haoyang's divine sense has also made great progress. Today, I am afraid that it is difficult for the cultivator of the golden core middle stage to surpass him in divine sense. But Lin Haoyang was surprised that it was not his powerful divine sense now, but that there were 2 more things in his mind. The same as a golden text cultivation technique, which is obscure and difficult to understand. Lin Haoyang knows that this is the cultivation method of the second level of the Buddha Xuanzhen Ju, which is the method of body tempering and body cultivator mentioned by Xiao Jinlong. But what surprised Lin Haoyang was not this cultivation technique, but an illusory pagoda next to this cultivation technique. The pagoda has 9 layers, and the whole body is black with a trace of blood red. Just looking at it, Lin Haoyang can feel the horror of the pagoda. This kind of fear is even greater than when I saw Zhanmeng's harmony realm, as if the existence of the Black Tower was beyond the scope of mortal things. Thinking of this, Lin Haoyang secretly swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and the Buddha was really determined. Is this the Buddha? How can people not admire such a Buddha statue? As if feeling the excitement in Lin Haoyang's heart, the Buddha actually shook the tower, as if responding to Lin Haoyang. However, this pagoda is only a phantom after all. He stored in Lin Haoyang's mind, more like a mark, indicating that Lin Haoyang cultivated the Buddha Xuanzhen Ju. After watching it for a long time, Lin Haoyang withdrew from his mind. Lin Haoyang had a general understanding of the second level of the Buddha's profound true Ju. To sum it up, it is to spend money to find sin and suffering. This is the hardship of the body cultivator, which will always endure the pain that others can't imagine. The pagoda in his mind, he still looked for an opportunity to ask little golden dragon. Now, he wants to quickly extract the rich spirit power from this secret realm to consolidate the cultivation base, and then leave early. It has been half a year since he came to this secret realm. If he doesn't make any noise, I'm afraid the Lin family members outside will have to worry. 10 days later, a huge spirit power vortex condensed above Lian Valley, covering the entire Lian Valley, and all spirit power fell straight toward Lin Haoyang's immortal cave. Lin Xuanyu and Lin Xuanlu, who had been guarding outside for more than half a year, saw this and immediately overjoyed, knowing that Lin Haoyang's golden core had succeeded. Immediately instructed all the clansmen to evacuate from Yanggu, so as not to disturb Lin Haoyang golden core. 40%. Chapter 38 Tier 4 Middle Grade Mixer. The vision above Yanggu lasted for about 3 days, and then the spirit power vortex was withdrawn. In order to make it more realistic, Lin Haoyang even released a trace of Golden Core's cultivation base, and everyone in the Rong Lin family felt relieved. It took more than half a month before Lin Haoyang came out of Immortal Cave. Everything was to make everyone in the Lin family believe that he was in Lian Valley with a closed-door training breakthrough to obtain the Golden Core realm. After all, the existence of Secret Realm is too important. It can be said that it is related to the life and death of the Lin family, and Lin Haoyang cannot tolerate a little sloppy. Lin Haoyang left Yonggu and immediately celebrated with a banquet. After all, Lin's family has another Golden Core cultivator, which is the top priority. Originally, Lin Haoyang refused, but Lin Xuanyu insisted on doing so, saying that it could invigorate the Lin family's momentum and at the same time deter the villain hiding in the dark. Lin Haoyang had no choice but to hold a banquet, but the banquet was simple and only the Lin family participated in it, but the news that the second Golden Core cultivator appeared in the Lin family also spread. For a time, the Lin family's position in the Azure Cloud sect went further, and some jealous people also had to weigh it. Before Lin Haoyang left, he gave Lin Xuanyu and Lin Xuanlu a drop of Thunder Tribulation liquid to thank them for their protection over the past few days. Coupled with the fact that the two have been guarding the rear, they have relatively few opportunities, which can be regarded as a compensation for the two. But what Lin Haoyang did not expect was that after Lin Xuanlu took the Thunder Tribulation, most of the injuries he suffered before were healed, and the cultivation base began to slowly grow again. Seeing this overjoyed, Lin Haoyang immediately gave Lin Xuanlu another drop, but this time there was no obvious effect, it just increased its physical power. Although he has not fully recovered, Lin Xuanlu is extremely happy. Over the years, he has been distressed because his cultivation base cannot grow. Although he has not recovered now, since there is hope, he will not give up easily. After discovering the characteristics of Thunder Tribulation liquid, he suddenly felt that he had wasted the Thunder Tribulation liquid before, so he decided that these Thunder Tribulation liquid would no longer be used easily in the future. If in the future, the foundation building cultivator of the Lin family suffers an injury that affects the way, this Thunder Robbery liquid may change his life. Soon, Lin Haoyang went straight to Chenjiangya. He wanted to earn spirit stones as much as possible, and now he still owes 60,000 spirit stones in foreign debt. However, he still has a piece of Scarlet Gold Fire Gallbladder free, but this piece of Scarlet Gold Fire Gallbladder cannot be sold directly, otherwise it will expose his Golden Core problem. After 2 months of rushing, Lin Haoyang finally returned to Chenjiangya. It took more than a year for Lin Haoyang to go, and everyone was really worried. There were rumors that Lin Haoyang was going to break through Golden Core. The rumors are rumors after all, but now that Lin Haoyang has successfully returned from Golden Core, the four cultivators are really dumbfounded. How old is Lin Haoyang? I'm afraid he will be about 40 years old. Golden Core is successful at such a young age. How many times will it impact nascent Soul Realm in the future? Because of the success of Lin Haoyang's Golden Core, the cultivators of the four coalition forces have become more united, and the cultivators of the Lu and Ma Tu dare not have any objections. In addition, the 3 Golden Cores are in front of them, and they can only be attached. Moreover, as an affiliate of the Lin family, the cultivators of the Lu and Ma family feel pretty good. Because the Lin family is strong, they can also get a lot of resources. If they rely on themselves, there are some things they can't even think about. Because the Lin family is full of talents, it is much more convenient for them to refine magical item, medicine pill, and magical talisman. After Lin Haoyang called himself a Tier 4 refiner, almost all Tier 3 materials were handed over to Lin Xuancheng. With a large amount of materials piled up, Lin Xuancheng achieved the level of refining and had already reached Tier 3 top grade. Even Lin Xuancheng's disciple, Lin Haoshuan, is already a Tier 3 inferior craftsman. Lin Haoshuan is the 3rd spiritual roots cultivator, and usually works harder, when he was fighting for the foundation building Dan last time. Lin Xuancheng helped him and successfully seized a foundation building Dan, and also successfully foundation building. In the pill refining division, the Lin family also has its own 3rd order pill refining division. Under the guidance of Bai Qingyan, Lin Haoqin finally broke through the bottleneck, and the pill refining technique reached the 3rd order inferior grade. Because she was the only 3rd order pill refining teacher in the family, Lin Qianlong took care of it and gave her a foundation building pill. Lin Haoqin also lived up to expectations and was successfully promoted to foundation building cultivator. In addition to these 2 people, the other 4 new foundation building cultivators are all cultivators. Although there are still a few 9-layer cultivators in the Hao family, their accumulation is still not as deep as the cultivator, and they have not been able to compete. Character generation. The 4 Shuzi generations are Lin Shutao, Lin Shuai, Lin Shuting, and Lin Shuqing. Among them, Lin Shuqing has received the guidance of Lin Qianlong, and he has been able to make third-order middle-grade magical charms. Talented. The most important thing is that Lin Shufang, the master of the mineral hall, is already a third-tier middle-grade mineralogist. His presence has made it easier for the 4 coalition forces to find ore. Although the other 3 schools have gradually begun to appear third-tier immortal gates and hundreds of artists, there are very few as complete as the Lin family. Originally, Lin Qianlong wanted to give Lin Haoyang a congratulatory banquet, but Lin Haoyang refused. First, he had already done it in the Lin family, and second, he wanted to take this opportunity to make a breakthrough in the 4th-tier middle-grade refiner. Lin Qianlong heard that Lin Haoyang's craftsmanship had reached such a level of water quality, and he was overjoyed, and immediately rejected the plan to hold a congratulatory banquet, so that he could make a breakthrough with peace of mind. Qian Zongya has now created a Tier 4 Earth Fire room, and refining Tier 4 magical item no longer needs to go outside. At the same time, Lin Haoyang happened to have a material for refining Tier 4 middle-grade magical item Deep Blue Eye, so Lin Haoyang didn't need to worry about the material. After searching the warehouses of the 4 coalition forces, Lin Haoyang found a few refining materials for refining the 4th-tier mid-level magical item, so Lin Haoyang opened the furnace to refine the magical item. The Deep Blue Eye came from the upgraded demonic beasts, the 100 Eyes Beast. At that time, no trace of demonic beast's inner alchemy was found on him. Lin Haoyang doubted that this Deep Blue Eye should be equivalent to the inner alchemy of the 100 Eyes Beast, otherwise the final blow of the 100 Eyes Beast was so terrifying. Taking out the Deep Blue Eye, Lin Haoyang's spirit power began to be injected into it, and began to analyze the internal structure of the Deep Blue Eye. When Lin Haoyang's spirit power entered Deep Blue's eyes, his eyes suddenly lit up, and he really found something like an inner alchemy in the Deep Blue's eyes. But this thing is different from the inner alchemy. Although it also contains a huge spirit power, it cannot be absorbed. For unknown reasons, this inner alchemy merged with the big eyes of the 100 Eyes Beast, and in front of the inner alchemy, there was a blue crystal-like object. The inner alchemy is connected to the blue crystal-like object, and the final blow that the 100 Eyes urged is the light emitted by the inner alchemy through the blue crystal after providing spirit power. Because the blue crystals are corrosive, the inner alchemy of all 100 Eyes has lost the role of refining the foundation building alchemy. At that time, Hu Weiwei checked the Deep Blue Eye, but didn't understand what it was. He felt that the blue crystal was not high in rank, and Lin Haoyang wanted it again, so he made this favor. However, after Lin Haoyang saw this structure, he was overjoyed. The inner alchemy of the 100 Eyes Beast provided energy to the blue crystal. In other words, he didn't need to pour his spirit power into his magical item when he used this magical item. A Tier 4 middle-grade magical item can be used without spirit power. I am afraid that its value is not lower than that of the Tier 4 top-grade magical item. Lin Haoyang set out to refine the Deep Blue Eye. He just limited it simply and did not change the structure of the Deep Blue Eye. It can be said that the Deep Blue Eye is already a magical item. What Lin Haoyang did was to make him more suitable for human cultivator use. 2 months later, a dark blue, human head-sized crystal ball appeared in Lin Haoyang's hands. Lin Haoyang successfully refined it into a Tier 4 middle-grade magical item. As for the name, Lin Haoyang still called it the Deep Blue Eye. 40%. Chapter 239. This magical item can be said to be the most successful one since Lin Haoyang refined the magical item for so many years. Not only is it extremely powerful, it does not require much spirit power to activate it. It can be said that with this magical item, Lin Haoyang also has the qualification to fight the Golden Core middle stage cultivator. In addition, after Lin Haoyang's years of warming up, the Long Yuanjian has also returned to a Tier 4 middle grade, allowing Lin Haoyang to be a magical item. In addition, Lin Haoyang also has a poisonous account and a mysterious tortoise shell, which can be said to be both offensive and defensive, far and near. If Lin Haoyang were not for the Tier 4 refiner, anyone who could be in the Golden Core early stage could have 2 Tier 4 middle grade and 2 Tier 4 inferior magical items. Even a Tier 4 refiner does not have the luxury of Lin Haoyang, because Tier 4 materials are too precious. Lin Haoyang also relied on the Wild Wars, and only then accumulated 3 Tier 4 materials, and only then saved some wealth for himself. The news of Lin Haoyang's breakthrough 4th-tier middle-grade refiner was once again spread across the 4 houses. Lu Shiwen and Ma Jingde heard the news and immediately found Lin Haoyang, wanting to clear him to refine the magical item. After conquering Chenjiangya, Lu and Ma's family were also assigned some Tier 4 materials. They had never had a chance before, but now they have the opportunity to ask Lin Haoyang to refine magical item. The Lu family refined a pair of Balinghe crane beaks. The material of the crane beaks was extremely hard. Finally, Lin Haoyang made a set of mother-child swords. The tail of the dragon crocodile was refined by the Ma family, because it was too large to be refined into a whip-shaped magical item. Finally, it was refined into a large knife, which was very destructive. Refining these 2 magical items, Lin Haoyang earned a total of 4,000 spirit stones, which was a small profit, and contributed to repaying his debts. Apart from this, Lin Haoyang did nothing else, and stayed at Chenjiangya to refine magical item. He also owed Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang 20,000 spirit stones, which must be paid back first. Originally, Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang didn't intend to let Lin Haoyang pay them back. After all, Lin Haoyang gave them the magical items in their hands. But Lin Haoyang insisted on paying it back. He knew that the 2 families had invested too much in these years for the development of the 2 families, and they didn't have too many spirit stones. Especially Bai Zonkang, for the 20,000 spirit stones, borrowed some from the Bai family, and this was how they got together. But with 20,000 spirit stones, the cultivation of the 2 patriarchs will be more stable, so Lin Haoyang definitely wants to return the 20,000 spirit stones. Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang couldn't talk about Lin Haoyang, so they had to let Lin Haoyang help the 2 refining magical item to repay the debt. Although this method, in general, the 2 still have some losses, but this is already the best method. After all, Chenjiangya is far away from the world of cultivating immortals, and there are only 4 cultivators here. Therefore, if you trade here, or use contribution points, spirit stones are even more precious. In order to facilitate the transaction, the 4 owners negotiated to connect the contribution points of the 4 to alleviate the dilemma of not having spirit stones income. Today, the 4 cultivators are thinking about how to replace resources everywhere with spirit stones so that they can develop faster and better. After more than a year of development and the arrival of the second batch of various cultivators, the development of the 3 fourth-order spiritual veins has been put on the agenda. Even the minerals on the barren ridge are already being developed. After Lin Shufeng's exploration, it was discovered that there are 7 types of second-tier minerals, 3 types of third-tier minerals, and 1 type of fourth-tier minerals on the barren ridge. Among the second-order minerals, 2 are refining materials, 1 is formation materials, and 3 are mostly decorative materials. Third-order minerals, 2 are refining materials, and 1 is decorative materials. Among them, the most precious fourth-order mineral, brass, is a fourth-order lower-grade refining material. If it is added to the magical item, it can increase the toughness of the magical item. These minerals have become the most important wealth of the 4 cultivators. Before Lin Haoyang is in the future, the 4 patriarchs are discussing whether to build another fourth-order formation on the barren hills. But this decision was finally rejected by Lin Xuanjia. He said that the terrain of the wasteland was too complicated and the distribution of minerals was extremely scattered. Even if it is to build a fourth-order formation, there are not many minerals that can be protected, but it will make the finances of the 4 companies even more strained. Finally, Lin Xuanjia suggested to build a third-tier high-grade mountain protection formation on the 4th-tier mineral, and then build a very strong warehouse in the formation. On weekdays, the warehouse and the 4 cultivators of Tier 4 minerals will send a large number of people to look after them. As long as these minerals are transported to Chenjiangya within a certain period of time, there is no problem. Now, Lin Xuanjia has begun to build a warehouse, preparing to mine those minerals. The Chao copyright was too important, so everyone discussed with Lin Haoyang and asked Lin Haoyang to go to Wangling to guard him, and where he would purify various minerals so that they could be used directly. Because of the discovery of the 4th-order Chao copyright, the 4 patriarchs paid their money again and built a 4th-order earth fire room in the barren hills, otherwise the extraction of brass would have to be sent to Chenjiangya. Soon, Lin Haoyang rushed to Wangling to supervise the development of major minerals. The minerals are developed by Shantian and Vein Cultivator. The development speed is extremely fast. When Lin Haoyang arrived, many minerals had already been produced. Because Lin Juwu took the path of body cultivator, his physical strength far exceeded that of the same rank, he also happened to come to the wasteland to mine. However, there were so many people mining that Lin Haoyang didn't notice it the first time, but when Lin Juwu saw Lin Haoyang, he recognized him. Lin Juwu didn't come up directly, because he knew that Lin Haoyang didn't like people who slid and slapped horses. In his heart, as long as he is good enough, Lin Haoyang will notice him sooner or later. At the preaching meeting, Lin Juwu had been sitting in the first row of the preaching meeting for 6 months because of Lin Haoyang's words. But later, his 4 spiritual roots qualifications made his cultivation slower and completely lost the opportunity to sit in the first row, but he was not discouraged. Since becoming a body cultivator, his heart has become more tenacious. This time the family chose to go to the second batch of cultivators in the wild. He did not hesitate to sign up directly, because he knew that he was not talented enough and needed more resources to make him go further. In the first month of Lin Haoyang's arrival in the wilderness, the third-order top-grade formation on the chalcopyrite mine was repaired. At the same time, the huge warehouse for storing various ores has also been built, so the various minerals are also fully energized and mining begins. And Lin Haoyang began to purify brass and 2 other third-order refining materials. But the task of purifying these minerals was too great, so Lin Haoyang wanted to find a few people to help him smelt them. He observed for a long time, and finally found 2 suitable candidates in the crowd. One is Lu Jinbao, a child of the Lu family, and the other is naturally Lin Juwu. When the 2 were selected to help Lin Haoyang smelt minerals, they must first learn the craftsmanship. The reason they were chosen is that they have the background of a craftsman to smelt second-order minerals in the wilderness. Lu Jinbao's cultivation base on the 4th floor of Ningmei, the second-tier middle-grade refiner. Lin Juwu, the second-tier cultivation base, the second-tier low-grade refiner. But if you want to smelt the third-order minerals, you must have the second-order high-grade refining technique, so Lin Haoyang is going to test the 2 of them. If the test is successful, Lin Haoyang is considering passing on the magic weapon to them. 40%. Chapter 240 Test. Lin Haoyang has observed these 2 people for a long time. Lin Juwu is the 4th spiritual roots cultivator, and Lu Jintao is a good qualification, but he is a 2nd spiritual roots cultivator, and he is also a much-watched junior in Lu's family. Otherwise, at a young age, it is impossible to be a second-tier middle-grade refiner. But now that Lin Haoyang has the desire to accept disciples, he naturally wants to test the 2 of them. Refining art is one aspect, and Xinxing is another aspect. As for the test of the refining technique, Lin Haoyang asked the 2 to go back to each to refine one of the most proficient magical items. If the quality of the refining fails to meet Lin Haoyang's requirements, everything will be ignored. Refining magical item naturally requires a lot of materials. Lu Jintao has some family background in Lu's family, and his father is a cultivator with 9 layers of condensing veins. Lu Jintao was selected by Lin Haoyang and planned to be a disciple. Lu Jintao was very happy, and immediately passed a letter to own father, asking him to bring a good second-tier middle-grade material, and he wanted to refine a magical item. However, Lu Jintao's father heard that Lin Haoyang intended to take his son as a disciple, so he immediately took out his old dick and chose a pair of main teeth of a second-order middle-grade tiger demon and some refining materials for Lu Jinta, and then gave it to Lu Jindao sent it over. At this time, the news that Lin Haoyang wanted to accept disciples spread throughout the 4 coalition forces, but all the children with some qualifications were eager to try and rushed to the wilderness in the first time. Lin Haoyang's reputation has long been spread among the 4 coalition forces. If he can worship Lin Haoyang, his future achievements will be boofin. Lu Jintao quickly finished his own refining materials, and Lin Juwu was very depressed. His father's cultivation base is not high. Even if he fully supports him, it is not enough for him to cultivate his body. The reason why he chooses the refining technique is that he can earn some spirit stones, and secondly, the magical item he needs doesn't need the help of others. The family of spirit stones benefits this month has not been distributed yet, but he has spent last month's spirit stones and previous accumulations. After coming to the wasteland, he was in charge of refining the second-tier low-grade ore, but suddenly discovered that this ore was extremely suitable for him. With the addition of refined ore, he can get 10 jin of ore every day, plus his own savings. He put together a total of 500 jin of ore. Then he smelted a heavy sword of more than 300 kilograms for himself and used it as his own magical item. Therefore, for this heavy sword, Lin Juwu's savings were almost spent. But Lin Haoyang asked them to refine their best magical item. Lin Juwu was a little embarrassed. Epee was definitely not the best magical item he could practice, but it was definitely the most suitable for him. At this time, if he asked some elders of the Lin family, he should be able to borrow some spirit stones, but Lin Juwu didn't dare, because he was afraid that he could not afford it. So after thinking about it, Lin Juwu decided to use his own épée to complete Lin Haoyang's test. On Lu Jintao's side, his father had already sent the materials and started to refine magical item with all his strength. As for the young people who came after hearing the letter and wanted to worship Lin Haoyang's gate, they were all sent back by Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang said that accepting disciples does not depend on aptitude, but only on fate. Because he has seen too many geniuses, he has even seen the spiritual roots cultivator, and those young people who think they are qualified are nothing in his eyes. When everyone heard Lin Haoyang's words like this, most of them were dead, or unfair, thinking that Lin Haoyang couldn't see his aptitude and understanding, so they left abruptly. However, there are still some people who still don't give up, start a relationship and transfer themselves to wasteland mining, hoping that Lin Haoyang can give a chance. For these people, Lin Haoyang is naturally extremely welcome. After all, there are still not enough mining manpower. A month later, Lin Haoyang summoned Lin Juwu and Lu Jintao to see the results of their refining tools. Lu Jintao smiled and slapped his storage bag. 2 tiger blades appeared in Lu Jintao's hands. The 2 tiger blades were of human arm length and a set of double blades. In addition, the nature of the tiger blade itself was extremely good. Added some boofin materials. The texture of this tiger blade has not lost some of the inferior second-order top-grade magical item. Lin Haoyang only glanced at the pair of tiger blades, a smile appeared on Lin Haoyang's face, and did not comment too much. Lin Juwu, have you refined the magical item? Lin Haoyang asked. Lin Juwu hesitated for a while, raised his hand and patted his own storage bag, and Lin Juwu took out a 1.5 meter long wide épée. As soon as the épée appeared, Lin Juwu's arms were blue veins violently, and he set the épée steadily on the ground. It took Lin Juwu to refining this épée not too long, and he had not yet reached the point of being able to control it freely. When Lu Jintao saw the épée in Lin Juwu's hand, his eyes stared. Obviously he didn't expect that Lin Juwu would refine such a thing. He looked at Lin Juwu holding the flying sword in his hand. The appearance of violent veins. Can't help but wonder, can this thing really be used to fight? However, Lin Haoyang's eyes brightened. Not only did Lin Juwu cultivate his unique style, but even the magical item he refined was also out of the ordinary. Reaching out and inhaling, Lin Haoyang took Lin Juwu's épée into his hand. As soon as he started, Lin Haoyang felt the weight of the épée. I am afraid its weight was no less than 300 kilograms. Spirit power penetrated slightly, and he knew that the épée was made from a second-tier low-grade ore on the barren hills. And the refining method is not too clever. It is to condense a large amount of ore into this épée, but Lin Haoyang does not underestimate this épée, because the general same rank defends against magical item and can't stop him at all. The épée is huge, about 1 meter and 5 meters. To some extent, this épée is equivalent to a defensive magical item. I saw the word, Wu Feng, engraved on the hilt, which was clearly the name Lin Juwu had given him. A good épée has no edge. As long as you condense this épée to 150 catties, I will accept you as a disciple. Lin Haoyang said. After that, Lin Haoyang flicked his finger, and the edgeless épée fell back to Lin Juwu's feet. The blade trembled, but it didn't hurt the ground. Lin Juwu was overjoyed when he heard this. Although it was extremely difficult to condense Wufang to 150 catties, as long as there was a chance, Lin Juwu would not let it go. On the side, Lu Jintao saw that Lin Haoyang was willing to accept Lin Juwu as a disciple, but made no mention of him and the tiger blade he refined, and he was anxious, saying, Lin Senior, please take a look at the pair of tiger blades in my hand again. As he said, Lu Jintao injected a trace of spirit power into the tiger blade, making it even more boofin. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang shook his head. Obviously he didn't like the pair of tiger blades he refined. In Lin Haoyang's eyes, this pair of tiger blades is nothing more than a magical item made of materials. It is not as good as the no edge épée made by Lin Juwu with the same ore. Seeing Lu Jintao still not giving up, Lin Haoyang said, since you are not convinced, you are better than Lin Juwu's refining technique, then you should refine a second-tier mid-grade épée weighing 800 jin. If you can refine it, I will also accept you as a disciple. Remember, you can only rely on your own strength, otherwise it won't count. Quote. Hearing Lin Haoyang's request, Lu Jintao's face turned black. He didn't say whether the 800 jin of Apei could be made, but only to refine the second-tier middle grade ore of the 800 jin of Apei, he bought it himself. Sorry. But Lu Jintao is also a ruthless person. Without hesitation, he said. As Senior said, I relied on my own power to refine this 800 jin heavy sword. Lin Haoyang showed a faint color on his face. Apparently he didn't expect Lu Jintao to be so fierce. A smile appeared on his face. Then, Lin Haoyang told the two to retreat for 2 months. If he could fulfill the requirements, he would accept them as disciples. Requirements, he would accept them as disciples. Requirements, he would accept